He's like the guy, and you're like the little
What
guy.
Little guy.
You're
I'm
the
like
skinny
Aaron
pig
Paul,
guy.
and you're like Cranston.
Yeah, you're Cranston, and you're the other guy.
Yeah, I'm the little shit.
And you just throw him around.
You're on a show that almost was the precursor for.
Oh, it definitely was a precursor.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Because that's in Breaking Bad. But
Yeah.
also, Weeds was like kind of
broke down the door for Breaking Bad.
broke down the door
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Breaking Bad, he says. You watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's pretty good.
You seen it all the way through?
I haven't. I'm a
Oh, you
little
haven't?
behind. I'm a little behind.
It's interesting that people are at different levels of everything now.
Yeah.
So
'cause-
you can't. You can only do that today. You couldn't do that 5 years ago.
What's
With
that?
Netflix, you know, to be behind. It's like you missed a show. Guess what? You're not watching it until
Yeah,
it comes
right,
on
right.
Nick
They
at
release-
night in a few years.
Yeah,
In the
House
old
of
days.
Cards is
Yeah,
all
before that, they didn't even have TVs.
before
True.
TVs. You
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
You're saying before TVs?
Yeah, nobody
there
talked
were
about
no
Bryan
TVs.
Cranston.
I read a great article in the New Yorker magazine which talked about the last episode, saying that, in fact, Walt dies in the car, and that the rest of the episode, when he actually hits the snow and the keys drop from the visor,
Right.
that in fact becomes kind of a whole fantasy of how Walt wants to see everything end. But in
Fantasy
fact-
dream sequence ending, yes
Sure,
or not?
sure.
Which I thought was really good, and I just wanted to...
That is interesting. There's a comic, a comedian named Norm MacDonald who I think was sort of promulgating that, and I think he has a webcast I'm going to go on it, podcast I'm going to go on at some point to talk about.
Obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm MacDonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly, and then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed, and I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, you know, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like I'll be out in the world walking around, and people will say, "I saw that when when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Will, and that really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now."
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people? That I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm MacDonald was this person who would come. You all know Norm MacDonald, but Norm MacDonald, when we would have him on in the early days, to this day, I've never interviewed anybody like Norm MacDonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm MacDonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up. I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm MacDonald.
Yes.
This might go off the rails really fast.
I
type
mean,
of guys.
yeah. I mean, Norm MacDonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm MacDonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, tell me, well, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that purchased a farm, Conan. I'd be like, really? You purchased a... Yeah. I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, you have 3 daughters? Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of. Well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly. And I'd be like, Well, one day, this traveling salesman comes to the farm, and he says, now, Norm, I tell you. And then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
you know about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually?
You know
where
what?
We could just queue it up on command.
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw You saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show, and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith. And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
Everybody knows now Norm MacDonald died 2 days ago. And I got the news like everyone else, just absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea. And there's been this seismic reaction, which is appropriate, completely appropriate in the comedy world. And a lot's been said about Norm. And I just had this very strong feeling yesterday that I needed to talk to people about it and talk to people who, like me, experience Norm in the moment and really try and understand what it was about this man, this very improbable, unusual man. What made him so different? And I maintain that, we are accustomed, sadly, to losing funny, talented people all the time, and we grow accustomed to it. I think Norm's impact is only going to grow, and I think his significance in comedy is only going to expand over time because he was such an incredible talent, and trying to describe what made Norm different is so difficult. And I think so far I've read everything that's out there, and I'm hearing, to be fair, people were all taken by surprise. You're just hearing he was an original and there was no one like Norm. And I keep thinking, no one's getting to it. And I just wanted to take a stab today to try and understand what exactly it was about this guy that was so so brilliantly unusual, and is going to be so lasting, and his work is so important. And one of the things that speaks to, I was having a conversation with Jim Downey, and in the wake of Norm's death, and Jim Downey, and I was trying to get to what is it that made Norm so different, and he reminded me. He said, on Weekend Update, we would do there's a dress rehearsal, which I know because I worked at Saturday Night Live. There's a dress rehearsal, and he said the best way to test a joke on Weekend Update is at dress rehearsal. If it does well at dress rehearsal, it will do well on air. If it doesn't do well at dress rehearsal, it will bomb on air. It's the best way to test it. And he said that Norm would do a joke at dress rehearsal that they both loved, and it would get nothing. And when Weekend Update was over, Jim would say, yeah, it's too bad that joke didn't do well. And Norm would say, like, yeah, I know, but we got to do it. So he would do jokes that he knew were going to get nothing.
Yeah.
If he thought the joke was worthwhile, he didn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is very uncommon. That is very...
Well, he never pandered.
He didn't pander at all. And that takes... that's what made me think about the line you said so many years ago, Andy. Like, it almost terrifies me, his fearlessness, because it was the thing he did so many times on our show, which I thought was absolutely outrageous, was he would launch into these long stories that you quickly realized were farmers' daughter jokes,
or shaggy dog
stories.
Just absolute horseshit.
Absolute horseshit stories. And he would go on and on and on. And I'm so happy that the moth joke has been getting circulated so much from our Tonight Show, because it is completely outrageous what he's doing. It is, it's the Tonight Show, and he is telling this very long story, and he's taking all the time in the world. And I love it just because even though I was there, I'm delighted every time I see it.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm delighted with it, because what he's doing breaks every rule. Brevity is the soul of wit. That is the rule.
Yeah.
Keep it, and man, he completely, like Picasso, blew up the form. He goes and he tells this joke forever, and then finally gets to this punchline, and you can see that everyone's delighted, but he has broken every rule in the book. And I was talking to Lori Joe, and I asked her if it's okay if I related this, and she said it was okay. But she said that not too long ago, someone asked Norm about the moth story that he told on our Tonight Show, and that she said, the guy wanted to know what made you have the nerve to do that, and that he said that, it was that goddamn Frank Smiley. He said, I was only supposed to do one segment, and then suddenly in the commercial break, Frank came over and said, like, you're doing another one, because whenever I had Norm, I was greedy. I wanted more Norm. I always wanted more Norm. And so he didn't know that we were going to ask him to do a second segment. He had nothing planned, absolutely nothing planned. And so as recently as like not that long ago, I think this was a couple of months ago, he was telling somebody, damn it, that was Frank Smiley. Hey, get back out there. Conan wants more.
So he heard that joke from Colin Quinn. And he did the segment. And it was he had 7 minutes prepared.
Yeah.
And so he basically, you say, and then he's done. You say, we'll be right back with more Norm. And he goes, I've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
So then he remembered the Colin joke, and it was a 20-second joke. So he asked you how long is the segment?
Uh-huh.
And he was hoping you'd say 20 seconds.
Right.
But you said 7 minutes.
Yep.
So it became a 7-minute joke.
Yeah, and he's doing that. This has to be understood. He's doing this on the fly.
Yep.
So his way to slow it down that he came up with on the fly is he invents.
It's a Chekhov play.
It's a Chekhov play
with Russian names.
With Russian names, and there's a sadness, an ineffable sadness in life weighing on the character's soul. And and I'm thinking, who I've never met anybody who would take that chance and make that choice. And I'll never meet anybody like him again.
He was the ballsiest comedian in the history of comedians.
He was taking that and he was saying, like, the joke doesn't matter. Like that, he would watching that, seeing that clip again. You're getting to see his brain.
Yeah.
He's just showing you his brain. And the notion that the joke is the thing. The joke isn't the thing.
No, it's the journey.
It's taking a stroll through this guy's brain and hearing the choices that he makes and what he has to say. And and I think that was like kind of what, like, there was so much of like what he would say, like, well, that doesn't matter, this matters. And what mattered to him was his own self-expression, was spreading his own kind of genius and his own point of view. Like, there's a clip out, he did some roast, and I remember seeing it at the time. I can't remember who it was that he was roasting, but all his jokes are things.
It was Bob Saget.
Was it Bob Saget?
Yes. And it was unbelievable.
It was, but all the jokes were things like, Bob often has a lot of things on, Bob often has things on his mind. It's when he's wearing a hat. Like, it was all these dad jokes, intentionally bombed.
Right.
And then I didn't even know this, but I remember feeling like, okay, Norm, I mean, these are funny, and and you're funny doing them because you can't help but be funny, but this feels a little hostile, why are you breaking from what this, you were invited to a costume party and you came, in a tuxedo, whatever. He didn't play by the rules of the thing. Turns out the producers told him, really go for it. Really get him. And Norm was like, you're going to tell me what to do. Here, I'll do this. I'll do the softest, lamest dad jokes I can come up with.
Yeah.
And it was just a fuck you to the producers. It looked weird at the time. It was funny in a way, but it still was just like, it was Norm doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
It was still hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like Norm couldn't not be funny.
Yeah.
I've had this gnawing regret this last day and a half, and it's reading all this praise for Norm, which again I believe is completely justified and will endure. And it's been a regret that he didn't get to experience this. He took so much flack in his career. He took so much shit. And yes, he knew that he had fans, but I wish, it's a common wish for people, but I wish he had been able to read the stuff that's being written about him. I wish he knew how beloved he is, and also how in awe comedians are of what he did and what he meant, and how
how important he was to the people who are probably the most important people in the world to him.
Yeah. And he, I wish he knew that. And that's the one regret he kept his illness a complete secret from everybody.
Everybody.
And, and that was his choice, and I respect that choice.
See how it's done.
But selfishly, for me, I wish I had had the chance, and I wish a lot of us wish we had had the chance to go in and tell him,
Yeah.
you were a singular artist, and you've really made a huge difference. And you've, I mean, if nothing else, I don't know of anybody that could make me laugh like that.
You got to look into the future. It's like the word retard.
Well, yeah, hey, don't get me started.
That's the word right now, because I think people have stopped saying gay meaning lame.
Yeah.
The more evolved.
And they're
However, the word retard is still, I think.
Before you argue with it, they should stop saying retarded, I like to ask two questions. I go, number one, because you have to find out about their past. And if they answer these questions differently, I give them the different speech. I go, do you think Jew me down? Do you think we stopped it because we shouldn't have had to, but people are so PC? And if they went, no, that's horrible.
What they say when you, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
And so you have to say, so if the answer is no to those things, like we stopped them because they were bad, then why do you fucking think that retarded is going to stand the test of time? I don't get why.
Just look into the past. You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really.
Two 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a place, a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard. 20th Century Fox has announced that Macaulay Culkin will not be hired to star in Home Alone 3. Studio spokesman said that it was nothing personal, but with Culkin now 16 years of age, the only way to keep him in the film would be to make the character retarded. In an effort to feel smarter than somebody, Dan Quayle this week spoke to 4,000 Amway employees. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christie's new book, I'm an Idiot. New York Governor George Pataki this week announced a plan to cut state scholarship aid to college students who do not maintain at least a C average. Sadly, the students hurt most by these cuts will be the idiots. According to published reports, MTV News anchor Tabitha Soren has been romantically linked with journalist Michael Lewis. Soren denies the reports, claiming she doesn't have time for a boyfriend because she's too busy pretending not to be stupid. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. When I lived in L.A., I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose? Is there really a Melrose
There's really
Place?
a Melrose Place.
Okay,
You
all
know
right.
this, right?
Yes,
it's true. So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out,
there's all these retards, like tourists, and then these tourist retards, like they're always fat and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah?
Magician David Copperfield has announced plans to open his own theme restaurant. The theme, I don't deserve my girlfriend. In one of the most amazing stories to come out of New York's blizzard of '96, supermodel Claudia Schiffer trudged over a mile through waist-high snow this week in order to make it to a photo session. Even more amazing, she sleeps with this guy. This week, supermodel Claudia Schiffer broke up with magician David Copperfield. Later, a devastated Copperfield wandered out onto the street and was hit by a bus. This, according to the current issue of Things I Wish Really Happened. In other entertainment news, a religious group in Chile is trying to ban a new Claudia Schiffer film which features explicit lesbian sex scenes. According to the group, sex between two women is an abomination before God, almost as blasphemous as sex between a woman and David Copperfield. I don't know which is worse, which is more of an abomination. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christy's new book, I'm an Idiot. In Niagara Falls, Arthur Curley has been charged with trying to make his girlfriend swallow a small brass bear, then urinating on her and setting fire to the oxygen tube that she uses to treat her emphysema. Read all about this kind of relationship in the new book, Men Who Make Their Girlfriends Swallow Brass Bears, Urinate on Them, and Set Fire to Their Oxygen Tubes, and the Women Who Love Them. And in a recent interview, tenor Luciano Pavarotti says that he is so in love with his new girlfriend that he likes to run nude on the beach with her. Read all about this in this month's issue of Things That Make Me Vomit. That picture makes me vomit as well. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Well, newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. Only weeks away from parenthood, Pamela Lee Anderson and her husband, rocker Tommy Lee, are considering names for their new baby. If it's a girl, they'll name it after the mother and call it Pamela. And if it's a boy, they'll name it after the father and call it Lucky Bastard.
I was reading Pamela Anderson is married. That's in the news.
That's right. That's technically in the news. Yeah, to rocker Tommy Lee.
And she's
right?
pregnant.
Yeah.
She's going to have a baby, and they say if the baby's a girl, they're going to name it after the mother, so they call it Pamela, right? But if the baby's a boy, then they're going to name it after the father. They're going to call it Lucky Bastard.
You told me with such joy.
I know.
So told us such joy and commitment. That alone will get you an Emmy.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
Action. Well, Mrs. Johnson.
Oh my God, I think he broke my nose!
Oh, Tommy, you know this is a movie, right?
Oh, a movie! Yes! I forgot! Oh, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry there. Hey, amigo, no hard feelings, huh, buddy? Oh, man, I'm sorry, baby. You know, I just love you so much. You know, it just gets me crazy, you know? Hey! Hey!
Get your freaking hands off my wife!
Me and your wife, we were just acting, right? Tell him, honey.
Honey?
No, no!
Maybe I had a bad time in here. Tilsonburg? God damn, my back still aches when I hear that word. But, anyways, I'm in America and, Hamilton. Maybe we can figure out one by the end of the show. We got the smokestacks and the tie cats and good old Hamilton. The tie cats. I can say there's Howie Meeker doing the play-by-play. He was before old Don Cherry and I but Howie Meeker, of course, would not do Ticats telecasts because that's not hockey. But listen, let's go to the prepared text. There's no prepared text. But I've written some words down on this piece of paper. Because Steve brings a goddamn fucking computer out. And then he got me nervous. I'm like, what if I forget everything? Computers, listen. Nothing smarter than a computer. You see where they played Jeopardy against a computer? Did you see that fucking thing? And then, so it's a computer, right? His name is Watson. He goes by the name of Watson. Anyways, so he plays two human beings, and then everybody's fucking surprised when the computer wins. I thought it was going to be that guy who worked at the hat factory. That guy seemed pretty smart. Even their anecdotes, you know, Alex Trebek's like, well, Watson, you have a funny story for us? And he's like, yeah, one time Oscar Wilde went up to George Bernard Shaw, and then the next guy's like, ah, fuck, this sounds like another good one. I was going to tell my one about that fellow that took the wrong hat that day. You can't be no fucking computer. What do you... They know everything in the world. Dirty stuff on the computer, like computer pornography. I would advise you not to, on account of I don't know. I think it changes you. Fundamentally changes you. Because you're just a regular fella, and then you're fucking looking at this stuff, and then first, because I only got turned into it about a couple of years ago. I was late to the game, but I couldn't fucking believe what I was seeing. First of all, there's thousands upon thousands, and you never see the same girl twice. That's the weird thing. You go, good Lord, is every girl a whore? I've never met a lady like this in my life. Where do they live? I don't fucking... And they're just with some fat guy with a big belly. I don't know. Anyways. And And then you get desensitized to it too, you know? That's what happens after a while, because at first you can't stay, you're whacking off 6 times a day. And after a while you get, if you know, like they say in the big books, desensitized. I don't know if you've ever read those big books. That's a word they enjoy putting in there. And what that means is you're watching it and you're like, ah, man, she's only taking 6 cocks up her ass. Why'd she get into business if she was going to be such a prude? I'll find something else. I'll find a worse thing a human can do to another human. I need to, you know. You don't want to reach that stage. Then you got to pull away and try to be a civilized human again. Man, enough filth. What I was going to say about America is that when you go there from Canada to live, you realize things are important. Like everybody got a fucking opinion about it. You guys like fucking whatever. But everybody got an opinion, you know. And in Canada, I grew up, and I didn't really have like opinions and stuff like that, you know. And I think it's because it's my Canadian nature, not to like, because things are very important in the United States, like elections and stuff like that. You vote for the wrong guy, he could blow up the fucking world. So that's because they got a red phone. We don't get no red phone. They're not going to give Canada a fucking red phone. But, so there is a very important decision who you vote for. And here, when you vote, you know, it's always like, who are you going for? I don't know. I think I like that guy that wants to build that bridge. I'd like to see a bridge over the... So it's not going to be that consequential one way or the other. And then also, you don't even get to vote for the fucking top guy. You just vote for the fucker who lives down the street. And then he's in Parliament, you know, and he's like, hey, what about that bridge? And they're like, shut the fuck up. That goddamn bridge. Why the fuck would we care about your riding? Why? We don't care about your riding. But in the States, people are very, very into opinions, you know, and everybody's got one, and, you know. And I don't know when that started, because, like, I know virtually nothing, you know? And so I daren't have an opinion on most things, because I don't want to be wrong, you know? And, but people ask all kinds. Like, one guy came up to me the other week, he was like, hey, what's your opinion on stem cell research? So I'm like, me? That's an interesting question. I'll tell you what, why don't I go to science school for 10 years, and then I'll come back here. Here, we'll meet here on this very spot a decade hence, and I will jot it down in your century at a glance. We'll meet right here, and I will tell you what those 3 words mean. I don't know. I just talked into this thing. I don't know. Anyways.
Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people.
And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case, all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
A new book claims that Madonna once smeared peanut butter all over John F. Kennedy Jr.'s body and then licked it off. Which just goes to show you, Madonna's a whore. And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal. This week, in a secret ceremony in Australia, Michael Jackson was married for the 2nd time. Asked what makes his new bride special, the King of Pop said, quote, "She has taught me about the power of imagination, like imagining that a grown woman is a 10-year-old boy." You know he's a homosexual pedophile, right? You understand? Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th, and it's going to be named Michael Jackson Jr. Michael plans to be with the mother during the delivery, in his words, to make up for not being there for the Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th. It's conception. The last word was conception, so.
Michael Jackson. He said, I heard a quote where he said, I don't care if my child is a boy or a girl, as long as it's a boy. He's going to name it. He said he doesn't know what he's going to name it. He said he thinks if it's a girl, he's going to name it Sharon. Really? Yeah. And if it's a boy, he's going to have sex with it.
I came in and he was supposed to be the my guide through SNL, and it turned out that he is a shit stirrer.
I'm not going to guide any lady through comedy. That would take me, first of all, I'd have to figure out how a lady could do comedy. You know? And then I'd have to...
Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentage in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. Here we see the president and the first bitch. Gosh, Hillary looks pretty in this photo here, doesn't she? Never realized she was such a looker till I see her here in this picture. Well, you see, the only way Bill Clinton, or Bob Dole can win, really, is if Bill Clinton is rocked with more scandals. You know, there's every day a new scandal comes up, you know. I heard this one today, terrible scandal, apparently. Way back when he was governor of Arkansas, Bill Clinton, apparently, he got really drunk one night, and he had sex with Hillary. Wow. That's no good.
That's a shocking, shocking thing.
Yeah. And how long have you been married?
7 months.
7 months, which is a record.
No, this is the first. I've been married, Larry, but I've never been married.
Married.
This is married.
Married like...
She's my friend. Like, I love her.
I see. That's what Clinton says about his wife, isn't it?
In Whitewater news, federal regulators quizzed Hillary Clinton at the White House this week and gave her a perfect score on the lying section. She's a dirty liar.
You know, of course, they say the White House is haunted. Did you know that? And I thought this was kind of sad. I heard last night that President Clinton charged Abraham Lincoln's ghost $10,000 to sleep in his own bed. So that doesn't seem right to me, you know? I mean... But look, the president, you know, has come under a lot of fire for raising money, but you know, he's good at raising money. That's not a bad thing. Every president's done it. It's just that President Clinton is very, very, very good at it. Do you know he has organized in the past year over 100 fundraising dinners and over 200 fundraising midnight snacks? Did you know that? Is he laughing? Is he...
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Murderers. Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into
this.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm.
The people here asked me to do the show, you know, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the weekend update news routine, you remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, you know. That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now, with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know what? But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so goddamn funny? It was inexplicable to me because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. Okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
You want some of this?
Yes, I wouldn't mind. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So you'll think of something that bothers you. We usually write some things down.
Oh, it's a game now? It's
No, it's not a
improv
game. But like just
What?
something on your mind that day. You'll know.
Are you asking me what's my beef?
I actually had a couple of questions.
Is this what's my beef?
We were let's.
Is this what's my beef?
No.
Oh,
It could be if you wanted it.
You're listening to comedy and everything else. What's your beef? This week on the show. This week, Norm MacDonald.
Can I try an Adam Carolla impression?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me try.
Do whatever you want.
I don't know if I can do it, but give me a subject that I can rant about.
Dancing with the
talk about
stars.
people that recycle or people that smoke
Let
cigars.
me tell you something about.
Is that what you said?
What is it? He's almost like Andy Rooney.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something first of all about people that recycle. If you're 21 and you're still thinking you should be recycling, maybe it's time for a different sort of, right?
Well, he'll have an opinion on the weirdest things, like crushed ice or the cubed ice. Go ahead, Adam.
The what? The crushed ice or the cubed ice?
Yeah.
Well, the crushed ice guy is always the guy that's hanging around the island in the...
Like, how could somebody...
He wants the crushed ice.
But he'll all of a sudden have 30 minutes on crushed ice. It's something about it angers him. I'm not even making fun of him for
The
it.
square ice is more like you get a tumbler, you put your ice in, and you're drinking.
And the crushed ice?
So, that's it's almost like
Crushed
Andy
ice
Rooney.
is like
It's
some
almost
kind
like Andy Rooney improv.
Crushed ice.
And by the way, I don't know if you've seen Andy Rooney lately, but that guy with those kind of eyebrows should not be giving advice to anybody. I mean, that's
Every
like
Sunday we go through this.
It's like if
I agree.
My favorite thing about Andy Rooney is he uses way too many examples.
Give me an example.
Can you give us an example,
he's like,
please?
there's a lot of cotton now.
Oh,
and
yeah,
medication. Here's a bottle of an antipsychotic I take, mostly cotton. Here's another bottle of pills, something called Aleve. Let's open it up here. Mostly cotton. About 13 pills.
Most people here would stop, but Andy, keep going. Keep going. So you have to commit. Come on.
Here's something called Tylenol. Another one called Advil. I got 35 of them. Here's the cotton. Here's the pills. You know.
I can let him keep going. If he can keep thinking of things.
One time he goes, we always use hand dryers in the bathroom, and then the highest production value is the clips they use in the few minutes with Andy Rooney. So he goes, we all use hand dryers. Cuts to like a video of a guy's hand under a dryer.
Yes.
Necessary?
That's the
I
guys.
don't think so.
The guy's on B-roll.
My headphones keep going in and out, but that's all right.
How is your battery?
If I meet one more chick that wants to become a veterinarian.
He never said that, did he?
No, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
That's Corolla.
Oh.
That's sort of.
Oh, yeah, yes.
First of all, if you want to be a veterinarian.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Todd, talk to Adam Carolla as
Todd Glass is with us. The thing about Todd that always got me is he's one of those yellow shirt guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Who did you want me to talk to him as?
Colin Quinn.
Oh, Quinn.
Talk to Adam Carolla?
Yeah.
You know, who cares?
Colin
Crushed
Quinn.
ice.
You know,
I love-
cube
you know-
dice. I got to listen to Adam Carolla now. He's going to go off for an hour and a half.
I
You know
always
what?
loved Colin Quinn because it was kind of like he just missed it.
Missed what?
He was really big, but kind of at the wrong time.
Oh, this is Adam Carolla.
Yeah, he's
Oh, okay. I'm very confused right now. No, Norm's a good guy. Adam Carolla. Oh, Jesus. I'm very lost right now. I'm not going to lie.
It's okay. You know what?
Just shut up.
No, we get confused all the time. We did death. Once you do death on Family Guy, it's like everybody knows you as death. You could be anything. You could build your life as like a heart surgeon, work on that for a while.
Oh my God! I just put that. Didn't Adam Carolla take over for you as Death on Family Guy?
Yeah, Norm did it first, and then I think of it doing.
That's right. I just realized that. On Family Guy, it was 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh my God, that's Norm. Is that if my questions are stupid, you just you give me a little forgiveness here. Is that fun to do? Oh, I knew it was gonna be bad. Shut up, everybody! Shut up! Oh, come on, no one was asking any good questions.
Oh man, it's
Wait a minute. Let me try.
It's a Mary.
Come on, that's not fair. I said I prefaced it.
Loja,
Are you dating?
That was
dating anyone? How's that going?
It's the Mary
That's a really
Hart.
good question.
It's the Mary Hart special.
But I really wanted to know because that's my favorite show. I love Family Guy. I'm tired of people telling me I shouldn't like it.
Wow.
But
who tells you that?
Some people.
This is an emotional issue. It's not can you drive or can't you drive. Everyone knows I could teach you to drive in 20 minutes. That's not the issue.
No, okay.
I do know that. This is an emotional issue, Norm. Are you willing to trust me? Do you want to take a step, or do you just want to be, bathing in your own urine for the rest of your life? Do you want to take that
options?
first step out of that apartment and toward the light? Would you like to take that step? Would you like me to help you take that step?
Do you have like an earpiece and Dr. Drew is talking through you?
It's an ass piece, but yes, it is Drew's voice.
Whatever.
I find I can hear him better that way.
I would agree to
It doesn't show
I would
up on
agree
camera.
I would agree to do that. I mean,
Would you agree to do that?
I agree, but I might say no later because it scares me.
That's
Right now,
baby step.
No,
It's a
right
baby
now,
step.
right now, in your thrall, I feel like I could do it.
Norm.
Like, you're very persuasive and
But
convincing.
please,
and I
please,
believe you.
please.
And also, since your life's at stake, I know
My
that.
life is at stake.
But also, you
It would be
don't know-
the day comedy died if you drove off a cliff with you and I in it. Except for all the other funny people who'd be left behind.
Yeah, until they cast Dana Gould as Death.
Yeah.
And then we'd
Yeah.
be forgotten.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be the day Death died. Oh, wait a minute. All right. So listen, Norm, I would like to do this for you. And I know you find it, you see, this is an emotional issue. It's not a practical issue.
No.
Obviously, I can teach you to drive.
No,
It'll be safe.
I know intellectually because I see old ladies and young children,
Yeah.
like you say. I see every other person,
Right.
so I go, well, I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have handicapped people drive vans with their teeth, Norm. You don't think you could handle it?
Yeah, no.
I could teach you to drive. Let's do that, Norm.
Okay.
Let me offer you that freedom.
Well, let's for now say yes. But I don't want to. But we
keys
can't.
to a
Make,
new
this is the
you,
thing.
Norm.
Why can't I-
But I
see,
gotta say this. I gotta say this. If we do it, it cannot be in any ways a comedy bit. All of a sudden, I can't go. You can't go. Here's Norm. Put on this suit. And I'm like, no, wait. And then we're at a racetrack
Norm.
in Ventura, and
I would
I'm
treat-
racing against Gilles Villeneuve's son.
Yes. Jacques. F1 driver. Listen, point is this. First off, I would treat you...
Because I've had that before where they've gone, this is what my manager said, do you want to be in a celebrity race car event? I go,
No.
I don't have a license. And they go, the funny thing is, they'll never think to ask.
That's
what my manager tells me.
You know how I would treat you? I would treat you like a horse that I rescued who'd been abused.
Uh-huh.
That's how I would treat you. Do you know what I mean? No sudden movements.
You'd whack
lots
me
of
off.
petting on the snout.
You'd whack me off.
Just to relieve a little pressure. Nothing gay.
Gigantic cock.
Just to take the edge off. I'd feed you a carrot through my mouth. No, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't light off any fireworks. I
yeah.
wouldn't do any. I
He'd
would
chew
be
you.
very soothing.
Would you make me
I'm going to put the best of Enya in the CD player of the Lexus, and I'm going to teach you how to drive Norm MacDonald.
Still have your foot on the brake, gonna put it in drive. All right, let's proceed forward.
By pressing the gas.
Yes. Take your foot off the brake.
Just lightly press the gas, right?
There you go. There you go. There you are. And obviously turn the wheel right to go right. Yeah, okay.
My God, I'm a good car driver.
How do you get around LA without a driver's license?
Uber?
So Uber must be like a godsend for you, huh?
Yeah. Oh my Lord, wait, that's not the...
That's great.
You know what happened there, Jay?
You were going 24 miles an hour.
Was that it?
Yeah, you're going 24.
I confused the brake with the gas momentarily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a good thing, dude. Well, look, you're going 47 now. This is a new record.
It's a new record, man. This is fun. Oh, my Lord. Wait, Jay? Okay.
You're doing all right.
I did something weird there.
What did you do?
I don't know. I felt an undulate, went like that.
Undulating.
Okay. Undulating is the wrong word.
I didn't feel any undulating. No.
You're right. Undulation is like a lady in a dirty club. How fast have you ever driven a car?
212, something like that.
212? Oh my God! Water boils at 212. What?
Yeah, no, but it's different. Speed and temperature are two different.
Oh, they
things.
don't correlate.
No. If you're going 212, water won't start boiling around you. Step on it. See what she does.
Oh my Lord!
Put your foot. See what you're gonna do. 57, 67, 70, 73.
Okay, Jay.
78 miles an hour. That's pretty good.
It felt like about 500 miles. Oh my God, Christ. Okay. Oh my God, it gets your adrenaline a little, huh? My Lord, God, makes me feel like a young man.
There you are.
Whew.
I think you'd pass your test. You did very well. They certainly won't get you for speeding.
Norm MacDonald's here, ladies and gentlemen. Norm, how you feeling?
I'm not a guest, though. It's like it's on The View and like. Right?
Were you ever on The View?
Yeah, I was.
What's that Star Jones like?
No, you want to hear my View story?
Yes. Were you really on The View?
Yeah, I was in L.A. and I was doing some fucking sitcom, and I was like, I was up all night. They wanted to interview me on The View, and so I was already up all night gambling and stuff. And I'd been talking about to the producer all the week through, and he kept having comedy ideas for me. Like he'd go, "Hey, what if you come out with red hair?"
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Really?
Are you making this up?
No, that's what I'm thinking.
No, his name is Bill Geddes.
Is he the guy they show on? He's always sitting.
He's the guy that they show, and he goes, I go, why would I wear red hair? And he goes, Barbara just got her hair dyed, and the gals are giving her trouble for it.
Oh, still not good, but explainable.
So I don't want to do that. So I'm like, no, I won't do that. I keep going, I'll think of something, you know. So anyways, I remember one of his, he kept pitching them every day. And one of them he said was, he goes, what if you go out there and all of a sudden during the middle of the interview, your phone rings.
Oh, great.
And he goes, but we don't tell the ladies, you know. Because you pull out the phone, you go, it's your agent, Morty. You go, Morty. My agent, Morty.
Marty Flipman.
So I go, Morty, you can't call me during the show, you know. And he goes, that'll be funny, man.
Why does he think he has to give you funny ideas?
I don't know, because... But
Swallow
I guess
your
I
gum.
agreed
Spit
to
your
that.
gum out.
Sorry. I guess I agreed to that one without...
You did that
You did
one.
it?
Well, I didn't remember, but I was like going towards in the car from the casino to the View, and I still didn't have a story, so I said, "Oh, just ask me about Bill Cosby. I have a Bill Cosby story." So when I got there, I guess without me knowing, he's like, "Hi, how are you? Here's the phone." He handed me like a cell phone, a fake one. I was like, oh, I forgot what it was. I'd been up all night and everything. So I went out and I was about to tell my
Bill
Cosby story, and the gals had a picture of me meeting George W. Bush, who was running for election against, who was he running against?
John Kerry?
Al Gore.
Al Gore, yeah. Nobody knew he was really bad yet. So, but anyways,
You mean George Bush?
Yeah, I had a chance to meet him. So I was like, oh, that would be cool. Like, you get to meet the president. I mean, the guy who's running to be president. And there's not, I guess, there's not a lot of conservative support. And because he landed, it was just me and Ben Stein. It wasn't all these, like Hillary lands, it's everyone else.
So you met did you meet him?
Yeah, and because no one wants to meet him, you get to meet him. You know, even as a very peripheral celebrity. And I got to go on the plane. Like I would have had to be like Barbara Streisand status.
Hold on, you got to go on what's that plane called?
No, that was before he was president.
Yeah,
Didn't he still fly on a?
This is before he was president, not Air Force One.
Oh,
that's what you're thinking, Tom?
Are you still on a private plane with him?
Yeah,
private plane.
No big deal.
That's still
no, I know.
So go on. You're on the.
Anyways, the gals show the picture of me like shaking his hand, and they didn't even tell me they were going to do it. And then they're like, all of a sudden, everything's like they're commies or something. You know, it's like they have this picture. They keep making fun of it, like I'm Kurt Waldheim in the forest with Hitler. So, you know, it's just
you feel like saying, "Hey, this is before we knew."
Well, no, we didn't even know then. He was just running. So, anyways, I said, well, what about the guy we got in now? He murdered a guy, I heard. That's what I said.
You said that?
That's what I said.
That's what...
I said, that guy murdered a guy. And then Barbara Walters goes, what did you say? And I go, oh, isn't it a matter of public record? I thought he murdered a guy. And then made it look like a suicide. So she's like, you're stepping on thin ground, mister. So I go,
Barbara Walters.
Which is not even a saying, so you know he's in trouble.
It's true. It's not a saying. So I go, so I said, I just kept pretending like it wasn't a crazy thing to say. And she's like, oh, and the audience was all uncomfortable. And then I hear in the studio a phone rings. Like it's like a.
Oh, that. Oh God!
Like it's the guy trying to help it out, but it's at a bad time. So I pick up the phone. I go, "Hey, Morty." I go, "What are you doing?" You know, the girl's like, "Huh?" So then I go, "I don't know." I go, "That Bill Geddes guy told me to take the fake phone out and pretend to talk to my agent Morty. He said it would be really funny." So then Barbara Walters goes, "You are one piece of work, mister." She goes, "Just tell your Bill Cosby story."
Oh.
So I go, "No, I can't."
At this point, when it's, are you getting nervous at all?
I mean, don't you feel like you need to defend
it was
yourself?
Fun. No, it was fun.
You like that?
Oh, it's so fun. It was crazy.
I start sweating when that stuff
I want to
happens.
see a tape of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get
Probably
it
on
to
YouTube.
Now, what
YouTube.
part of that was
I think
fun?
I must have it somewhere, right?
Like,
That's
did
a
you
fucking good
enjoy
tape.
like exposing Barbara Walters, or
It was just fun seeing everyone like all this
uncomfortable?
It was fun when it was all crazy, and then when that phone rang, it was the funniest thing ever because it's the producer like. It's way gone. The audience is all like, he's talking about what? The president murdered a guy. Ring, ring, ring. He's like desperately.
I'll save this.
Yeah, but did Barbara Walters realize that it wasn't really your phone? Did she think you were lying? That it was Bill Geddes doing it? Did she think you were lying? You think?
No. I think she because I was just saying what happened. She got. But I didn't know any way out of it. I didn't want them to think that was my idea. Right. Like I ranted about the president, and then as part of a conceptual bit, pulled out a phone. I had to tell them it was Bill Geddes.
Where did?
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis for better anyway.
Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it doesn't work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
No,
we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm not going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
Shut up. Look, let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. You know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend.
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
Here, you talk to him then.
You know what, Barbara? You know what you said about rage and work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Norm,
all right then. Let's see.
Norm.
What?
Okay, listen, Norm, listen. Not only have you annoyed us, but I've read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you. Maybe Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love...
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
There really, and this man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right, his career's over after this anyway, who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Cosby.
Oh, Cosby.
Oh, God. Cosby.
What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did for Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby is,
Yeah,
right?
so I'll get to the point. I'm going past menopause. Make the point. Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay?
All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Tonight, Norm and I...
please. I like Bill Cosby. Let's talk about the millionaire.
Norm MacDonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight? Come on, Norm. Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal of bias, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about the millionaire?
Yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to talk about the millionaire.
Don't tell how much.
Don't tell him what I won?
No.
Oh.
You're not allowed to tell anything like that.
Well, what are you trying to ask him then?
I don't know. He doesn't answer anything anyway.
Okay, so he's on The Millionaire tonight, and he's on Friday nights, and
on Monday his taxes will be audited.
So he's on Friday nights at 9. He's on The Millionaire at 9. You can play along at home on enhanced TV. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
Are you going to do another special?
Yeah, I'm going to do another kind of a different type of special.
What do you mean?
But, well, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but when I do, you'll be the first to know.
Good.
If Norm was going to build his super team of like a comedy tour, who would it be? Who would you have on that tour with you?
Oh, I'd pick Brian Regan.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there'd be three. So it'd be Brian Regan, me, and Chris Bosch.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. No, he's more of just his face.
Yeah, he looks like a Simpson. Right?
Looks like a velociraptor.
Yeah, he does.
A raptor.
He does.
You know what was funny is the other night I was watching when you had Bob Saget on your show, and I videotaped it with my phone.
He said it to all of us.
Yeah, I said it to all my friends about the part where you guys were doing the joke thing, and you see, whenever you start talking about black weed, Saget gets so uncomfortable. Hilarious.
Saget is funny. If you hang out with Saget, he's so famous because he had those two shows that were so gigantic, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, everyone recognizes him everywhere he goes.
Everywhere.
All they ever say is, you're Bob Saget. And then he goes, thank you.
Would you have taken those gigs, Norm?
Oh, no, I would not, no. I've done stupid non-accepting things before. Like one time I didn't accept this thing, because I don't know how anything works, and then it was a cartoon, and then it became a really popular cartoon, and then later my manager said, oh, you would have made huge money off that. I'm like, oh, you should have told me. I thought a cartoon was just made no money, you know. But
Norm MacDonald's the greatest, dude. Thanks for coming on again. You're always awesome.
Thanks, man. Peace.
All right, take care.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis, but better anyway. Anyway, am I just being too real, or is my mind going crazy out here, or am I losing control of my mouth? I can't shut it down, can't shut it down. Is it just me who feels this way? Is there somebody else who's not okay? Could you tell me, is it me?
all right, he is the anchor of Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update. He also does a mean Bob Dole. Is there any other kind? Norm MacDonald. Hey, buddy. Thank you for coming. He's a rock and roller who sold over 45 million records. He could kick Slim Whitman's ass. Our very own favorite bat out of hell, Meatloaf, is right over here. How are you? Welcome to California. Thank you. Hi, kids. All right. Well, all right. Now, you're a musician. Did you watch the American Music Awards last night?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, you should have. It was on this network. Well, I watched that last night, and I watched the Super Bowl, of course, like every other red-blooded American the day before. And I was thinking maybe I'd get an acclamation from this panel right to start off. Could we have people in show business and sports stop thanking God for what they do? God could give a rat's ass if you won an award or won a game. Like God cares about winning.
No, wait a second.
That's not what God's about, right?
The Cowboys are playing.
Well, I thought God was very, God is fair. I would say if you're God, right, I would say one of your qualities would be fairness, right?
Above all others.
Yeah. And I thought this was a very fair Super Bowl because Green Bay won by exactly 14 points.
They covered the spread, in other words, right?
Exactly. Nobody won, nobody lost.
Well, what does that have to do with God?
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? Everybody gets up there, and the first thing they say is, "Thank God, I want to thank God." But I don't see that God is involved. I think it's their hubris to even say such a thing.
I think it's wonderful that they have faith in God, and they look to Him for everything they do.
I agree with you, Linda.
Oh.
Like that. In fact, I thank God that I'm here tonight with you, Bill.
But by the same
Don't you think so? I think so. Hallelujah, we're here tonight. Hallelujah.
He hopped up on goofball. I think.
But by the same token, the Patriots should lose their faith in God now.
Exactly.
They're being tested.
I think that God has partisan. I mean,
I don't think God watched the American Music Awards.
Exactly. I mean, he didn't get to where he is by giving it a damn about. The other thing is, how about this showboating that they all do? That these players, they celebrate the most inconsequential accomplishments. A guy puts on his chin strap and he's running around and routine tackles and plays. Now, my question here is also the dancing, you know. Now, let's be honest. In that Super Bowl, the only white guy dancing was Fred Astaire.
With a broom.
Right.
You know they're not getting paid for dancing. Though.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
the white guys
professional
can't
sport.
dance. They probably couldn't do
Yeah.
that. I mean, that
They
shuffle,
do chickens and gooses and things like that.
The white guys?
Yeah, Tony Saraguso, who plays for the Indianapolis Colts, he does the goose. That's where he gets his name. Somebody from Indianapolis.
But do you think that's more of a black thing? I mean, is it a black thing
They
that
do
we don't?
better.
What?
They do
No, they're just better dancers.
Yeah, they're better. And I think, you know
Goose
what?
really wants to dance. Go ahead.
I think it's appropriate. I like it. It's a celebration. They're happy. They're having a good time. They're number one. They're, you know, they're
I mean,
good.
I think you can go too far. I think, you know, when you dance in the end zone, that's fine. When you bump heads with others. But, you know, sometimes, you know, I heard about one guy killed his wife and a waiter. You know what I mean?
You're referring to O.J. Simpson.
I'm not good with names. I just heard the story.
And there is another big sports story in the news. It was last week. A football player named Walt Sweeney. Do you remember him playing? You're a big fan. No? I don't either. But you know? Okay, who did he play for? The Chargers, I think? All right. Okay. Anyway, he played 20 years ago, and he sued the NFL, and he won. The judge awarded him a couple of $1 million, and he said when he played, they made him take amphetamines and painkillers so he'd get out there, and they encouraged drinking to be one of the boys, and now he's a drug addict from this stuff. That's what he said. He said his life has stood still for 20 years, and he's got the big mutton chop sideburns to prove it. And he's going to get money for this, and somebody else is going to take responsibility. Anybody
Yeah.
against
I always have something to say, Bill. No, am I against it? No, I'm not against it.
Really?
No.
You're not against what?
I'm not against the court awarding him $2 million. Because if you played football in that era, you ever heard anybody say, and everybody here said it, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't doing what I'm doing. And
Yes,
it holds
I've heard
really
that.
true for professional football players. And in that era, they wasn't making that much money compared to what they do now. Steve Young, how much does Steve Young make a year?
Oh, lots.
A lot. Well, he took 20 cortisone shots at halftime in the Philadelphia game.
Who did?
Steve Young.
20 cortisone.
20 cortisone shots in his rib.
Wow. His ribs must have been really high.
Yeah. So, this guy...
But that's his choice.
I understand that. I understand that, but he wanted to play, right?
But in 20 years, he could say, you guys got me hooked. But it was his choice to play. And isn't it the same with this guy, Walt Sweeney?
But he's being paid to play.
He's being paid, right. He's being...
Right?
I agree.
He's being paid to play. In that era, if you didn't take the drugs, you weren't going to be paid to play
But
anymore.
you just said, I don't know whether you're arguing the meat or the loaf here, because you're...
I think I said the same thing at the same time.
I'm confused.
Are you confused? Did I confuse myself?
You're saying it's a matter of choice.
Exactly.
Bottom
Thank
line.
you.
But it's not really a matter of choice. I agree with
Did
Meatloaf.
some of them turn it down?
That's easy, since like our president, he's on both sides of the issue.
No, I'm not on
No,
both sides.
he's saying that
Thank
you
you,
really
Norm.
have no
Lady.
choice. You have to do this to stay competitive.
Oh,
When I ran track when I was a kid.
Oh, don't brag.
And when it started, when I ran track, I was good. And then all of a sudden, people started jabbing what they told me was B12 into their ass. And it turned out to be steroids, but I didn't know that.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and then
and they did this to you?
no, they didn't. They didn't jam anything in my ass. But all the guys were jamming B12 in their ass. I don't know. I shouldn't be saying jamming. They were injecting.
This is
Anyway.
the peacock syndrome in action right here.
But he would not have played had he not taken the painkillers.
Well, what
You see North Dallas 40?
Yes, I did.
That was I mean, that was some kind of Hollywood exaggeration, but I think it was close to the truth.
But the implications for the rest of society are tremendous in this. Isn't that true?
I agree. I have to believe there are some that turned down the drugs, that didn't take them.
Yeah, and they don't play.
Well, we don't know. I'd like to hear,
No, they don't, I'm telling you, they don't play.
Well, that should be illegal.
Would you feel differently if it was, say, a college football player 20 years later said, I'm illiterate because I played ball and they kept passing me through? Would you feel differently about it? Is it the drug issue, or is it the idea that somebody just went along?
I think that's a good analogy, but first of all, that's college. I mean, you are paying a college to educate you. So if they really, I mean, if they tried to and you just didn't do it, that's your personal responsibility.
So it's down to personal responsibility.
I think it is a
Bottom line.
personal responsibility case. What about the hundreds and hundreds of football players who aren't suing, who did this? Why? How come their lives were able to go
Some people have more of an addictive personality than others.
And the rest of us should pay for that?
Yeah, I think the guy with the really addictive personality is the one you should give $1.8 million to.
I mean,
in all walks of life, forget football.
Right.
Aren't people compromising every day to keep their jobs?
But couldn't Jan Michael Vincent say show business made me what I am today? I mean, right? Show business makes people do terrible things. Like be on this show. All right, well, we're out of time in this area. We'll come back and talk about...
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
Military, well, because an important ruling came down last week from federal judge Shira Scheinman, who said that they could now buy at the PX on the base dirty magazine, if you will. Big military support here. Yeah. It's a big military state.
There's some deprived military personnel we can see.
She also included videos in the ruling saying they were also protected by free speech, although the plots were kind of thin. No, anyway, it was called the act that she overturned was called the Military Honor and Decency Act, which for years had banned the selling of this kind of material because they said in that act that they thought it would encourage sexual harassment. When now some people are saying maybe the opposite is true. A quick session with the pet of the month, and maybe that soldier is...
Yeah. You get sleepy. Don't you get sleepy?
What do you mean?
You don't want to rape somebody when you're sleepy.
Why are you sleepy?
Well, after you watch the porno. Listen, I like...
Norm, you have a strange metabolism.
Maybe it's those B12 shots you got. Right. No,
You're in high school.
I like porno as much as the next guy, And I probably like it. I probably like it 100 times as much as the next guy. But although I have been watching. This is amazing because porno is my favorite kind of movie to watch, and yet. I've seen some pornos lately that my buddies have shown me. Have you seen these ones with all male casts? Gay pornos, they're called. These things are horrible.
there's thousands of them. They make thousands of them. They have not made one good one. And I'll tell you what the problem with it is. Quite seriously. Yes, sir. Quite seriously, the problem with these gay pornos and every one guys having sex with each other. Who the hell wants to see that? You know?
Maybe you're shopping in the wrong section of the store.
It's not for me.
I wonder if they can't have those in the military base then.
But
don't ask, don't tell, don't watch.
Right. That's an interesting question. I don't know if this ruling includes gay material on the base. Do you know?
Well, you know, it's really ironic at a time when they're trying to sensitize the soldiers. They're sending them to training on how to treat women with respect, and now they're stocking the PXs with porno magazines. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's a mixed message, wouldn't you say?
Why?
Well, because these magazines degrade women. They do.
And I'll say one thing.
Why don't you just stand up for this segment? You know, like in the...
This is a little warning for people. Playgirl magazine has not got any girls in it.
I give up.
No, please, this hunk is done. But I don't see what's you say. But they don't all degrade. You don't think Playboy
Well, I don't
degrades
look at
women,
them. Obviously, I don't look at
Well,
them.
then how can you speak
I've
with
read
authority
about
if you
it,
don't
and
look
I have a general idea of what's going on.
Have you ever seen? Oh,
Yes, I have, but I don't. I don't go out of my way to look for them. No, I don't.
Well, Norm has some material in
Yes,
his,
I'll ask
dressing
Norm
room.
next time. I'll call him and
He's got
see what he
thousands of
thinks.
videos. But they're all male. You might enjoy that.
No.
But what I want to tell you is this. With all your wealth and your success, and this is serious from the heart, you know, you got to remember, this is a saying I made up. And when I say, you know, I used to make jokes at 12:30 about him being gay, that's absolutely ridiculous. But when we were starting out, I will tell you one story about Andy. No, what I do is I've decided to become a kind of a social observer. You know me, I like to make jokes about hats. But there's right here, there's a new strain of swine flu that could turn into a pandemic. Like, I don't know much about science, you know? I don't pretend to be a epidemiologist. Sometimes I do, but you know, that's when I've had a little whiskey.
Yeah.
But I do know this, a word cannot be good when it's a combination of panic and epidemic.
So how'd this...
Look, we're reading your resume. It says here your last gainful employment was trying to assassinate a sitting president. That doesn't go good down here. We run a kind of a mom and pop operation. Also, look at that guy, man. Good Lord, I'd like to, whatever. I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills. So an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time.
Okay. Are there a lot of these?
I'm most thankful for, honest to God, is friends.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, Conan, friends. Especially the one where Joey buys Chandler a duck.
All right.
Oh. Hey, I'm thankful that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Bob Hope. No, the Burbank police and the LA... and finally... Like, when I was young, there was a fella went by the name of Jacques de Gautier. I started to do stand-up and travel from here to there and to here again. We're tuning in to listen to comedians doing comedy. Plus some douchebag, I don't know who he was, but I'd like to punch him right in the fucking face.
I'm not an actor and I'm not a comedian.
This guy says your face looks like a cunt. I met you underneath the Queensboro Bridge. You at the time were jerking off punks for $15 a man.
My whole family's watching, man. My grandmother.
Your family doesn't know that when you were a young man, you used to jerk off punks for $15 a man? You got paid for this?
You didn't get a check?
I did not get a check. Who paid you?
Daniel Kelson, our producer. He gave me a check last week.
You got a check from Daniel?
Yeah, he got it right here.
No way. Let me see that.
Yeah, right here.
Let me see this thing. It is from Daniel Kellison, paid to the order of Adam Egget for services rendered, $15. Game of Thorns.
It's Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Sure. Yeah. Well, what the fuck is that? Whoever watched that? Now, you're telling me that's better than Norm MacDonald Live?
I mean, I don't want to say it's better than, a lot of people watch it. It's a pretty popular show.
What's it about? It's about pictures of ladies?
Yeah, ladies and knights and kings and midgets and, dragons.
Sounds like my honeymoon. Kinky Boots is number 8. Yeah. Sounds like my honeymoon. There's this guy, Chance Langton. You know him? He's a comic.
No.
But he said when he was a young boy, he loved Shirley Temple. He was 5 and she was 5. The next year, he saw her in a mall. He was 6, she was 50.
And his descriptions of the food.
What was the music all about?
I just put that there.
Gross.
What kind of sandwich was that? Pastrami or?
I feel like an elephant is not fat. Well, it's so isolated, you see, because there is another sister that lives there. A leper. So he fucked a leper? Let's not be coarse. Good God, man. I wish I could find a Hitler of today and go kill him. By the way, I saw that film that you recommended me, that you called a fantasy, Shoah. Horrifying. I had a question I wanted to ask you about your comedy.
Yeah, I've been chomping at the bits to ask this one. I've been thinking about it all week. Norm told me to come up with some questions for you, and I've just been dying to know, where do you get your ideas from? Well, I mean...
Were you in New York when the Twin Towers fell?
No, I was in Los Angeles.
Well, either way, it was a national tragedy. It was.
Yeah, I know.
9/11. go to hell.
I'm excited. I'm single.
Get out there and get some new ass. You know what I'm saying? Huh? You done ran the other ass in the ground, right?
I don't want to talk about my wife like that.
You ran that ass in the ground and you're moving on, right?
Well, I didn't run any. We had a nice marriage.
No, you ran that ass in the ground.
I
You're
don't
moving the fuck
run
on.
people's ass in the ground.
All men do.
It's not a negative thing to run an ass in the ground. That's all.
You ran that shit in the ground like a rental car.
Great clip. Let's see what it is. Marty Funkhauser on Curb Your Enthusiasm. What's happening with Curb Your Enthusiasm? They left for a year to do a movie?
Yeah.
That sounds odd.
I know it is odd, but...
Is that going to work?
I don't know. I hope we come back. I love that show so much, and people love it.
Oh, it's a great show.
How about the Palestinian chicken episode?
That was hilarious.
Was that the greatest?
That was the greatest.
When I'm sitting down there with that hubcap yarmulke on,
Yeah,
and
and
she's
upstairs-
screaming anti-Semitic shit, and then he comes down like a lord.
While she's having sex.
Yes, and then he comes down and introduces her to me. Martin, this is Martin. All right.
And then, of course, Larry
Tap it a few
Larry
times.
David went on to do his own show. Curb
Yeah,
Your Enthusiasm. Now, Larry David goes on, he does Curb Your Enthusiasm, and what do you think of that?
I love it. It's great.
And how is it different than Seinfeld?
Well, it's a whole, he created another place. What sometimes we call the good universe. He's got the good universe. You know, when Larry's show comes on, you're like, yeah, I like this place. I want to be there. It's like the mansion in Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, but I asked you to lunch, so...
You can't just grab the check if someone has the check, Larry. That is absurdly
Rosie,
rude.
I asked you to lunch.
No, it's
Look, this is my pleasure.
No, it's
What are you
not. It's
doing?
my
It's
pleasure,
my pleasure.
Larry.
No.
It's my son.
Like, give me the check, Rosie.
Don't you damn stop.
This is Kelsey.
Oh, my, we just got her 6 months ago. Larry, Kelsey, Larry.
Yeah. Now, Larry, I don't know this, but they say it's improvisational.
Yeah.
So why not just write it out and why just make it up?
Well, when you have Larry on the show, I think this is a great line of questioning.
And don't you think Larry comes in with some jokes in his head? Is it all improvised and from Larry's
Well,
side?
I think he knows what the scene's about.
Yeah.
Why it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
And that is 90% of good sitcom writing is, why are we even doing the scene? If you can answer that question with a funny sentence, you're on the right track. If the answer is, well, so he can meet the mother-in-law and then find out, no, that's not funny. But we learned over the years, if you can answer that question, why are they in this bowling alley? What's the reason? It better be something funny. And then the jokes will sit on that. But if it's, well, it'll be funny when, no.
Is it really my fault? 'Cause you try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it. Poison my.
What is your best joke?
I mean, the punchline is
It's all right.
Cunt is in the sink.
It's okay. That's the joke.
That's all I know. That's all I got.
You just wrecked.
4 people are sitting on a park bench.
That's nice.
P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.
Okay, you told your joke. Let's go.
How good is that?
It surprised me. It surprised me. I had no idea it would be that revolting.
I know, like, for notes, there are people that's what they do for a living. They give notes, for people at home, they give notes for the studio people. Give notes. The network people give notes.
They're required to.
They're required
That's why a lot of them don't make sense.
That's their job. And when you think about it, what's a note? It's always going to be negative. Like, if you just go, I liked everything,
Right.
Then you're an idiot, apparently, even though why wouldn't that be the case sometimes? So when Seinfeld came around, Seinfeld came under the aegis of Rick Ludwin and Late Night because they had him signed to a holding deal in case he replaced Johnny Carson. So Seinfeld's sort of a guy that thinks he should earn his money, and has that Protestant work ethic, and he's like, well, I'm being paid $1 million, I'll make a show, And everybody, in the world, I remember, had always thought, what about a show about being a comic? What I mean? That was what everybody wanted to do. And then when you thought about it, you're like, no, that's not a good idea at all. So he did that with Larry David as a summer show in the summer, so called the Seinfeld Chronicles.
and it didn't do well. And then it became a hit, and then Larry David, and both of them, but especially Larry David, is very hard-headed and was willing to walk, you know. Jerry Seinfeld was willing to walk because he was making so much money as a stand-up comedian.
Right.
He was probably the biggest comedian at the time. So they wouldn't take notes, especially when the show became a hit. So, you know, I'd hear stories from the writers about how, you know, after the dress or whatever, they'd be in Larry's office, and Larry would be putting, you know, a little putting thing, and Jerry would be sitting on the couch, and then the guy would give a note, like, you know, well, I was thinking if Elaine, you know, didn't act so surprised at that moment in the third act, and then Larry would go, I don't know. I kind of liked it. What about you, Jerry? You go, I liked it. And the guy go, oh. And then I had a show at the same time. And I was like, I pitched them on, and I go, well, they do that on the Larry's show. I mean, on Seinfeld. And they go, well, that's Seinfeld. Like, right. Some different thing, you know. And I thought, well, now after Seinfeld was such a success, well, now they'll go to that paradigm.
Right.
You know, a great comedian, and then a guy he chooses, and then two guys write the show, which was also the interesting thing about Seinfeld, is they had a room full of writers, none of which wrote the show. Mm-hmm. You know, the idea was you would go to Jerry or Larry and tell them a story from your life. That was
right, but it had to be a real story.
Real story.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a brilliant idea. And then they would write it, you know, and I remember Spike Fairstein telling me that he wrote the Soup Nazi episode. Mm-hmm. And the entire story he told them was that there was a guy in New York that was a soup Nazi, and, you know, that was it. You know, that he was a real mean guy. And so he told me, like, years later, he goes, does it ever bother you, like, I won an Emmy for that Soup Nazi episode, even though you wrote the entire thing? And he said, Larry said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He hadn't forgot it.
I know it's time to close my eyes to old ends, open up to new friends, leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking.
Do you ever look at the fluke that there's... Or do you think that doesn't exist as much? Do you think it's hard work more?
If you really want to be funny and you don't really care what the consequences are, but you want to do this thing that you think is funny, mm-hmm. and you have a good sense of that, that's what makes or breaks it. Mm-hmm. Like Larry and I together had a very solid idea of what we would not do. Right. But to answer your question, was it a fluke? Yeah, there's always luck.
Yes.
But when you don't care if the people are attractive, you know, if you and I sit in a room and they say, we're going to send in 5 people to play this part, mm-hmm. how hard is it for you and I to go, well, that's the funny guy right there?
Right.
How hard is that?
That's very simple.
It's very simple. Yeah. But because we're comics.
The news, I mean, some of the news I understand, you know, like, but that news isn't real news, you know what I mean? It's just odd, crazy, like Tiger Woods, who's still in it, you know, in this tournament, which is depressing for me because I like Tiger and stuff. And then, you know, Tiger victimized himself, first of all, his family, but and all these women and everything. But he also victimized the golf fan, me. You know what I mean? The guy, I believed in him and I trusted him, and so it was kind of sad for me because I don't care if a guy wants to lie down with ladies and stuff like that. You know, I understand that's a thing guys like to do, but I don't like hypocrisy. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like a hypocrite. And to me, Tiger, when I was watching him, he always presented himself to me as a golfer. You know? I always thought he was a great golfer. I watched him my whole, life. And he'd be in the sand hitting it out, and then the golf ball would come real close, you know what I mean, to the hole. And then he'd put it in and go like that and everything. So I was all happy. I go, man, that guy's a golfer. People would ask me, who's Tiger Woods? I go, he's a golfer. Right? Now, I had no idea he was leading this double life where by day he was a golfer, and by night he was laying down with ladies. Otherwise, I never would have bought the Buick. Now I'm driving around a Buick, people snickering at me and stuff, Whatever. No, but he's a sex addict, and that's a hard one. I imagine that's a tough one to kick. Wouldn't that be the worst? Like those meetings, like a sexaholic. What if they have those meetings? What do they call them? They always say aholic. It only really works with alcohol. Like sex, AA, for sex. That would be a weird. I don't know how that would go. But if you haven't had sex for like a year or something, and then you don't want to hear about some guy's relapse. Guy's like, I've been weak. Oh no, you don't have to tell us. I met her in a bar. She was gorgeous. Please. You have to hug the guy. That's too bad. That's terrible. Well, we all, whatever. But I don't even know if sex, I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't know, It's weird to me because if you're an addict, if you're a heroin addict, you're addicted to heroin. The more heroin you do, the more addicted you are. Booze addict, you're addicted to booze. The more booze you do, bigger addict you are, So to me, if you're a sex addict, let's say, sometimes you meet these guys like, hey, man, this guy's 70 years old, and he's been married since he was 20. Still happy, still have a healthy sex life, still has sex with his wife, every week or so, Then wouldn't you think, that guy's a sex addict? He is a sex addict to such a degree that he's willing to have sex with a 70-year-old lady. That's hitting bottom there, If you're going around getting a whole bunch of different ladies, that's not a sex addict. That's just a beautiful lady addict. I don't know what you call that. But if you're willing to just anything at all, just whatever's beside you after 50 years, you're like, I don't like you anymore, but or whatever they do. Whatever noise they make. An injured Tiger Woods withdrawing from the Player Championship on Thursday after only 9 holes. 9 holes, or as Tiger calls it, 3 ladies. When asked about Tiger Woods, fellow golfer John Daly said that Tiger's problem was that he wasn't getting sex from his wife. It's never a good sign in life when you're getting advice from this guy right here. Not exactly Dear A.B. As we mentioned, Tiger Woods bowed out of the Players' Championship, citing pain in his left leg. What might have caused that? For the answer, let's go to sports show correspondent, the late Burgess Meredith.
Women weaken legs.
As always, thank you, late Burgess Meredith. Top story tonight, Tiger Woods fell out of the top 10 in the world golf rankings for the first time in 14 years. This is a valuable lesson for all you young golfers. Never stop And finally, Tiger Woods, a whoremonger no more. Which brings us to this week's What the H? What the H is going on with Tiger Woods? As we all saw on Sunday, the guy can't even sink 3-foot putts at Augusta anymore. Why? Because we are still in his head. That's why. When I first heard about the scandal, like everybody else, I was shocked. You know, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Are you telling me that Tiger Woods, the $6 billion man, the greatest athlete in the world, the super handsome, charismatic guy, you're telling me that guy likes to lie down with ladies? I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a minute. Then, when it was proved true, I got all self-righteous. I was like, I don't like hypocrites. He's a public figure, and that's not how he presented himself in public. He always presented himself in public as a golfer. I didn't know he was leading some kind of double life where he golfed by day and then laid down with ladies by night. If I'd known that, I never would have bought the Buick. Now I'm driving around in my Buick with everybody snickering at me. And listen, how naive was I? You know, what did I think Tiger's life was? You know, was he like, hey, I've won 4 straight majors. What should I do now? I know. I'll go back to my hotel room all by myself. Okay, here I am in my hotel room. Let me just close my hotel room window. Too many ladies chanting my name out there. I know, I'll order some room service. Hello. Yes, I'd like to order... hello, Nicole. I'd like to order a chicken breast sandwich. No, if I wanted a job to end all jobs, I would have asked for one. I want a chicken breast sandwich with a pickle. So anyways, Tiger has admitted that he is a sex addict, but what is a sex addict? Now, take my Uncle Bert, for example. A fine fellow. He's been married to my Aunt Ruth for the last 50 years, and they still have a wonderful, healthy sex life. Now, ask yourself this. How addicted to sex do you have to have sex thousands of times over half a century with this thing? If you're looking for a sex addict, I'll give you a sex addict. Uncle Bert. Now, also, Tiger is different than you and me. Now, how many chances do we have in our life to commit adultery? Maybe 10. So if we stray once, it's not even 10. We just think it's 10. If we stray once, that's 10%. Now, Tiger may have had sex with 50 or 60 girls, but what about the 3 million he could have but didn't? You got to factor those gals in. Then that makes the percentage 0.000000006, which statistically is 0. So, from a strictly mathematical standpoint, Tiger Woods is the most faithful man who has ever lived. All right, so let's get out of his head and let Tiger be Tiger. What the H? Well, this is not a movie, but you asked me what I like to... every morning I watch the British Office.
Oh, British Office is great.
I
mean, do you like the American version too, or
maybe if I hadn't seen the British one?
That's the trouble. It's like the full Monty. It's so smart and funny, and then we have a tendency to junk it up, dumb it down.
Yeah, but see, there's for me there's a couple differences. One, I mean, Steve Carell I think is great. He's fun. Yeah. His character is just interesting, and the whole fact that it's like in middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, is funny to me for some reason. And then the other character, I mean, the whole thing between the receptionist and the other guy, Jim, is interesting. And the guy who, for me, makes the show even more than Steve Carell is what's his name, who was in 6 Feet Under, who plays the weird guy.
Oh, yeah.
But have you seen the British Office?
Yeah, I have. I think I think it's the same concept, just a different show.
I think here's the fundamental difference. I think that doesn't make the American one work.
Where do you see that?
That's on BBC America.
BBC, Faulty Towers is on there. All these great things. Yeah.
But in the British office, the idea was that a documentary crew came to this paper company, and the David Brent, the boss, had illusions that he was a entertainer.
He was a star, right?
And so he was giddy when this and he was trying to use it to showcase his talents.
Right.
In the American office, that's not true. Steve Carell is not funny. You know,
But
I mean, he's funny.
He thinks he's hilarious, and he thinks he's like everybody loves him, and he's this great cut up in the office.
But the difference is that Ricky Gervais actually is funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you're watching the British office, you're going, well, I would be laughing at Ricky Gervais, you know, even though nobody else is.
Right, you'd just be annoyed by like the Steve Carell guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
All right, thanks, David.
Do we want to get into it? Is this interesting or is it just boring?
It's very interesting. People love The Office.
Sure.
You know my favorite moment in The Office is?
Yeah.
When David Brent says Gareth, has cars and does karate, and then does them in opposite.
Yeah.
He says, talk about it, and he starts talking about his karate, and he does the car, and then he has to change.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go of everything, and I'm scared of letting go.
Now, in The Office, you do a joke about George Michael's in the first office.
I don't remember the specifics of that joke. I'd like to apologise to George Michael.
Oh yeah, in the bathroom, and then
he's a wonderful musician.
Yeah, what's his latest release? It was
running down the wall of the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Look who's here.
Who's here?
It's Norm MacDonald and Kevin Farley.
My God, so it is.
Right.
Welcome, fellas. You were all paying it. We had mutual appreciation body language.
Well, yeah.
As soon as the mics went on, you completely turned all your attention on Farley.
Well, I was trying to.
Are you playing it cool?
No, I wanted Farley to get some talking time in because he's a good guy and he's only in America. Only in America.
Could we have Farley?
What?
Could we have Farley?
Yeah.
Only in America?
Only in America.
Right. Spoken by a Canadian.
Only in America. Chris Farley's brother Kevin.
I thought you were going to call me Chris again.
No.
Which would have been horrible.
Here's it.
No, I wrote a song for Kevin about his brother Chris.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear it?
I would love nothing more.
Very much like to hear it.
Yeah. It's a song parody. No, I don't remember it. You remember it. It's based on the 70s that I'm not Lisa, my name is Julie.
I don't know if you've heard that song.
I'm not Lisa, my name is Julie. Lisa left you years ago.
Familiar with that song?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
That is such a lie. No, you're not.
Trying to kiss up to the
You don't have
guests.
to be. You don't have to.
I'm looking it up.
Can I ask
let's
you?
look it up. Oh, look it up and you can play
Hey,
it.
I've got it.
Okay.
Boom, hit
Are
it.
you really?
Let's listen to
Got
it.
it. Stand
Hit
by.
it.
All right.
Here we go.
Are you going to sing?
That was it?
Very slow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Well, we usually play them.
It probably
Start
is.
to finish.
In about 2 minutes in.
I can't fast forward.
No, that's okay. This is good radio.
Yeah, we can talk over this. This will be like a music bed to our conversation.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it goes right into it, so I can just
Do a little
it does.
dialogue.
Dub
Just be
it,
like,
right.
hey,
Oh, you'll
Norm,
dub
what's
it
up?
as they
What's
say
up,
it?
Kevin?
yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. He may overlay it. He may overlay the words of the song with his parody.
Sweet.
Okay.
Which has never been done. Here it goes.
You're hearing it here now live.
I'm not Chris. My name is Kevin. Chris was funny. I am not.
Wow. That's terrible. Norm,
I wrote
good
that.
job.
What do you mean it's terrible?
In the first person, it's even sadder.
Oh, wow.
Can we ask you a question about sort of stand-up life in general that we've never had?
Great. We got to do it with the overlay.
I don't think we actually need to
We don't need to say
ask
word.
anything.
We don't need to say word.
When you come to a different town doing a stand-up tour, are there certain things that What are you looking at?
I'm looking at you.
Eyes.
It looks like it looks like you're looking at a contact that's slightly off center. You know the trick where if you don't want to look in a person's eyes, you look at a spot right in the middle
I
of
don't
the
know
forehead.
that trick, no.
No?
What a terrible trick. Why would you want to look at a person's eyes? That's an interesting part of
You
it.
do that, I think.
When you come to a different town, is there someone from the club always that picks you up at the airport and then ferries you around
Yes,
town?
but, well, no, it doesn't ferry me around town. They just drive me to the hotel and drop me off and say, "See you in 4 days, buddy."
Is that what happens, or do they try to sometimes befriend you and show you the local sites?
No, usually it's an old fella, 70 or 75, and he'll drive me from the airport. He'll drop me off. He'll go, "You're on your own for 4 days now, pal." And I'll go, okay. You don't have to say it like that. And he goes, "Hey, you going to stiff me like the last guy?" And I go, "No, what? Who was the last guy?" "Some fella."
I know him.
I go, "All right, I'll pay you money. I'll pay you extra for what he didn't." I always overtip like crazy. You know, I'll go, I don't know what to tip. So, I pull out a 20, and then I'm not going to go, "Can you give me 15 back?" Because the guy sees I have other 20s. Especially a homeless guy.
Oh my
I just pray to God I don't pull 100 out somehow. I'm like, "Oh, what? Wait. I have 100 and a 1. I wonder what you're getting, and I'm keeping a homeless dude."
I don't think there's ever been a moment in any interview in 15 years in radio that I lost control so immediately.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever had control.
No, it's kind of a groovy feeling. It's it's what I imagine a sensory deprivation tank must be like.
Back to you, Darren.
Just let it go.
Back
Just
to
let it
you.
go.
When was the moment that you, as like a young Norm, sort of discovered that stand-up comedy was a thing that could be done as a job and maybe was a job that you could do?
I don't know. When I was in,
Sorry.
see, that's a hard question. When I was in grade 4, I got a laugh in math class.
Okay.
Oh, that's a tough audience.
Because they said the teacher said there's this theory. It's called the reflexive theory of mathematics. But anyways, he didn't tell us the name of the theory. He wanted us to guess, and he said this theory is if x equals y, then y equals x. And he goes, "What would be a good name for that theory?" And then I said, "The pointless theory." And then I got a huge laugh.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Some people start in the groundlings, Second City. Some people just pipe up with the pointless theory in 4th grade.
In math class.
Oh my God.
How about you, Kevin?
Kevin.
I don't know. I farted once and the class laughed. No, I don't know. I have no idea.
You're from a funny family. You're from a family where
some people call it.
a lot of people, was there a lot of competition for attention? Was there a lot of love, a lot of fighting? Like, sort of set the tone for what the Farley house growing up in was like.
It was all that.
Yeah.
We had a very sick household. No, I think it was competition. Yeah, we have 4 guys in our house.
Any sisters?
And it was, we have 1 sister, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Barb.
And Barb's funny. Barb's probably the funniest one. But she's a nursery school teacher, and she'll send me texts but she'll come up to people and be
So
like...
she made a good career decision. She's funnier than Chris Farley.
Yeah.
She decided to go into that line of work.
High-paying industry.
Yeah. But she'll go up to people and be like, "I'm Chris Farley's sister." And be like, "All right, Bob, that's enough."
That's enough. Settle down.
And he'd be like, "Yeah, okay."
Norm, you're shaking your Starbucks cup as though you wish you had more coffee. Do you want the rest of mine?
Well, I drink a lot of cream in mine, so I don't
I
think
have
it
a
would
lot of
work
cream.
out.
Hers is more like
I
pudding.
bet this is sweeter than anything that you...
Oh, I don't drink sugar, though.
You don't,
so.
well, you're out of
Thanks,
luck.
though. Thanks,
okay.
Terry. That was
I tried.
kind of you.
You're
That was
welcome.
kind of you.
Thank you for not being afraid of germs. Can we talk about SNL a little bit?
Sure, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, this is something that...
I'll talk about it.
And I've interviewed you before.
I know you have.
You do?
Yeah.
Did you talk about it this morning?
Did I talk about you interviewing me?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean?
Because I think you had an interview with my old radio partner.
Yeah, no, he wasn't, but yes, close. He was in the other room.
This is so surreal. Okay, where was I even going? Oh, no, this was the question. I wanted it to be a serious interview with you when I talked to you before, but it turned out being kind of weird. And this is the question that I wanted to ask you.
Because it was a very metaphysical conversation.
No, it wasn't. You don't remember at all.
He has no idea.
I was just joking. I remember it completely, yes.
The question I wanted to ask you was, there was a specific episode of, like, you should know, and your brother actually also, Kevin, were of the cast that was SNL to me. Like, there's the people that go through the history of the show. There's a moment in your life when that's the cast that you relate to the most. You're at the perfect age, and you were part of that for me. I remember you were doing Update, and I think that John Lovitz was sitting next to you, and he was doing some sort of...
You two are like 5 inches apart.
Right
that
now,
must be uncomfortable.
No, our knees are touching.
Wow.
And he has that. He's got that piercing stare. John Lovitz was sitting next to you.
It is murderous.
It's
a little
not
unsettling.
murderous. No, I think it's I don't know. I don't know what
ravening.
it is. I don't
Is
know.
it ravening?
It's ravening.
I'm not sure that's a word.
It's positively ravening. Okay, no, I'm serious about this.
All right, we're back.
Whoa,
Kevin, whoa.
Kevin!
What?
That's not a funny topic.
Oh, sorry.
I guess it is to Derry, huh?
This is nervous laughter, I assure you.
All right. Maybe I went overboard.
John Lovitz is sitting next to you, and he's in some sort of
John
disguise.
Lovitz was not in... I was never in the cast with John Lovitz.
Okay, then it couldn't have been him.
No.
But the point that I remember was that you, at the end of Update, took out your earpiece and tossed it down on the desk and stood up and walked off screen before the camera cut.
Oh, I do that a lot. I took off my mic and just went left, yeah.
This was a particular moment, though, and then you also didn't appear in the goodbye waves.
I never appear in the goodbyes ever.
I don't know if you're lying to me or not.
No, I'm true.
Is that true?
You know that? Mm-hmm. I would never be in the...
Why?
Because I didn't because people would phone and go, the show sucked and everything. I felt like an idiot. Like, you go, hey, and like you were in one sketch for 5 seconds or something. And also, my job was done after Update. I'd just go and get some soup somewhere. But I always feel like an idiot, like standing there. Thank you. Like nobody cares at all in the audience. They're just waiting to go home.
That's one of my favorite parts of the show. I'm always curious who's talking.
What
do you mean?
Oh, it is fun. No, you're right.
Talking to whom?
I watch that and I see people talking. Yeah,
like who are the friends? Who don't like? Oh, they're mad at that one.
Yeah,
this
like
week.
they'll talk to the guy in the band and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
See, I always imagined that was completely fake, and it was like doing the theater thing where you pretend to be talking and you're saying peas and carrots, and smiling.
Here's
and
a
smiling.
funny Saturday Night Live. It was right after 9/11.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
This is are you honestly?
Yes.
This is right after nine. I was gone.
Sweat.
I was gone from Saturday Night Live, but it was right after 9/11, and so they had it was the first show back from Saturday Night Live after 9/11, and so anyways,
Drew Barrymore again.
Was Drew Barrymore? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good memory.
Yeah,
so they had the
mayor came out, I guess.
Yeah, the mayor came out, but they had on stage the firemen, on the start of the show, and they were all just haunted looking, and they had Paul Simon sing The Boxer while they panned across these people that had been to hell and back, these firefighters. So then at the end of it was also the first show of the season, so they had new cast members. So then at the end of the show, all the new cast members are up with everybody, with the old ones, and they're all hugging. And meanwhile, behind them are still like the guys, the firefighters,
sure,
all with their eyes like they'd seen everything, And then in the forefront, it's like, you were so good at your first show when you played the girl. And these guys behind them are like, I can't even begin to imagine what I imagined seeing yesterday.
Wow.
You played the cashier funny, Jody. You'll get more than 2 lines next week. People are congratulating Paul Simon on the song.
Well done.
Guys, like yesterday, I dragged out a leg. It was only a leg.
That's your favorite memory.
I wasn't there. It was my favorite memory watching the show.
Wow.
Oh, God.
We gotta take a break.
All
I'm
right.
not even kidding.
Norm MacDonald, Kevin Farley, Helium Comedy Club
We'll be right
tonight.
back. No. We're not done.
We're not done.
There's the
Tomorrow.
boys are staying.
Saturday.
Oh, my
Tickets at
God.
heliumcomedy.com. We're coming right back.
105.1 The Buzz. The Afternoon Buzz. With Daria, Mitch, and Ted.
in the studio with Norm MacDonald and Kevin Farley. They're at Helium Comedy Club tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night. Tickets at 888-64-FUNNY or heliumcomedy.com.
How long have you two known each other?
Oh, geez, Normie.
We've known each other since I did a movie called Dirty Work that Kevin Farley was in.
As a movie, I was in that.
I don't remember what you played.
Well, that was a while ago.
That's a funny movie. It's like it became quite a cult hit.
Yeah, there's less money in being a cult figure than you might think. Being a cult figure doesn't pay, unless you're an actual cult leader. That pays a lot.
That pays a ton.
That pays a lot, and you get a lot of ladies.
Movie.
You get, as a matter of fact, you get all the ladies.
Yeah.
If you're a cult leader, people speak against them, and I know they have their negatives, like everybody. But they get all the ladies, every lady in the cult. But the problem is they grow so hungry with power that they end up having sex with the dudes too. Like first, like I'm just have sex with ladies. Hey, you have to watch your wife have sex with me. The guy's like, and then later it's like I gotta get more power. Have sex with the guy.
How do you know this?
What?
How do you know this?
He's accusing me of being a cult leader. Like you can't keep that kind of thing quiet. Now listen.
Okay.
If there was let's say a cult leader had a cult, and then maybe he had an accident and he accidentally passed on, God forbid, and they had
they
had they had an opening.
For a new
cult leader.
I guess I'd apply.
Submit your resume at least.
Yeah, I'd go, listen, I can tell you guys what to do and make all your decisions for you. You give me all your money. I will be glad to set up some bunks in a barn and tell you what to do. I don't know what they do. I'd study it up. I'd study up on it.
Sure. Give it your all.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to ask another serious actual question, but I'm perfectly prepared to have it go absolutely anywhere.
Okay.
Did you find, Norm, that there was a real difference between the people on SNL that came from sketch backgrounds and that came from stand-up backgrounds like yours?
Yes, I did. The sketch background, right before I came, not right before I came, but the cast before the one that I was involved in had John Lovitz and Phil Hartman and Julia Sweeney and what's the girl?
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. Anyways, they were all Second City guys. And they were all like actors. They'd do ensemble acting. And then my guys were Spade, Farley,
Adam
Sandler, me. And although Farley was a
Second
City guy, he wasn't like a regular type. He was you only looked at him kind of guy, which was like stand-up. Stand-ups, it's like, we don't want the other guy to look good.
Wasn't that a huge challenge for an ensemble show like SNL?
It was a challenge, but what happened was they were big. We'd play a lot of scenes to camera, like Sandler would do a show directly to camera, or Kevin would, Kevin. Chris would come an update and go right to camera and do his thing, you know what I mean? And it was much stronger because these guys were such strong personalities rather than just like, sort of actors that aren't huge personalities. Like Farley and Sandler were the biggest personalities.
But one thing that came across...
Now there's no giant male masculine personality.
No alpha gorilla.
It just exudes, whatever.
There is in this room.
Amen. But one thing that came across...
Well, it wouldn't exist in this room if Seth Meyers was here. Right?
One thing that came across, though, with that cast was that there was a sense that everyone was having a really good time together. Everyone was friends.
Well, Farley always wanted to make everybody laugh.
Right.
Was he a facilitator of that
That was his goal. As a matter of fact, I think his goal mainly was to make Adam Sandler laugh on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And so,
you could see it a lot of times.
He'd go right in your face real close. And
well, there was a Pepper Boy sketch.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's a great. This guy Jim Downey wrote this sketch. Anyways, they wrote this sketch called Pepper Boy, and it was Sandler and Dana.
Chris?
No, Sandler and Dana.
Oh yeah,
the Pepper Boys. And they go, more pepper. Would you like more pepper? And so then Chris, if you're not the star of the sketch, you just maybe do a little tiny part.
Yeah. His line was literally.
So Chris had one line. He goes, "I believe I would."
Why
Because
yes?
Oh no! Why yes? Why yes, Pepper Boy? That was his line. Why yes, Pepper Boy? So that was his only line in the whole sketch. So the Pepper Boy guys went around to all the things, and I think the idea was they would seduce women while they did it. So they went to him, and so anyways, he got from wardrobe Chris a big giant red beard. Like this huge red beard, right? And then they come up and they go, "Would you like some pepper?" Some pepper, and he goes, "Why, yes, I believe I would, Pepper Boy." And like, so the whole place comes down. Like everyone laughs at that more than anything else. But and then the writers are like, "What?"
He literally went.
Norm MacDonald and Kevin Farley tonight are appearing at Helium Comedy Club, and I can honestly say I have no idea what the show will be like, but I think it's going to be amazing.
I think I know one thing. You'll be there.
Oh my God!
All 3 nights.
If you want, I don't know that I have a choice. I feel
You're going.
I feel
The cult leader has.
cult-like. Yeah, I will be there.
Cult leader
is spoken.
Wearing like a high-necked, low Little House on the Prairie dress.
Yes.
Okay, so would you like to go?
Let's give away some tickets.
Yeah, I'm trying to describe a cult-like, a dress a cult-like member would wear.
Oh, I see. Like a Quaker. You made it sound like a Quaker.
888-733-5105. Would you like to go? We've got some tickets to give away. Give us a call right now, 888-733-5105. If you want to buy tickets, I think there are still some available. You can check online at heliumcomedy.com.
If you want to buy tickets, don't phone.
I just want to go home.
Well done, everybody.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Well, what else is going on? You went back? Did you get in the holiday spirit? Are you a kind of guy that gets,
I try to do something nice. You ever try to do something nice?
No.
Oh.
It's not my style, Norm.
But it was Christmas in New York, and I was alone. So anyways, there was a diner that I always go to near my house. It's a really nice diner. And so I went there, and there was this homeless bum there,
Just say a homeless guy. It's not politically correct to say bum. But why can't you say homeless bum?
No, I thought they didn't like to be called bums.
Yeah, right. A homeless guy, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway,
I'm not going to let you get to this story. I'm just going to keep giving you a hard time about bums. You meet a bum, a hobo, a tramp.
A tramp, yeah. He had a little stick with a thing on it.
He was from the 1930s. Yeah, okay.
And so he says to me, can I get some money off you? And I don't like giving the homeless bums money. I'll tell you why. Because I figure they'll do the crack. Right?
They'll do the crack.
Yeah,
okay.
my mom says never give a homeless bums money because they'll go do the crack. So I said, okay. I don't want to give this guy money. He'll go to the guy. I said, why don't I just bring you in the diner, and I'll get you a meal. I'll buy you a meal. It's Christmas, it'll be nice. So the guy goes, okay. So we go in the diner, and we order, the meal. And this guy just keeps ordering food, like he's really hungry.
Yeah.
And so he orders and orders and orders. And I'm like, well, you got to be nice. Got to the, thing.
Sure.
And so I order like a soup or something. And then all of a sudden, like, this unbearable stench comes off the guy. Huge stench.
Really?
It smelled like.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I don't know what the smell was. But it was like it was like human waste or something, And it seemed to be coming from the guy's like trousers.
Norm, I said that's okay.
Okay.
I was like, the stench is enough. We all can do the rest in our heads.
Yeah, so this stench fills the diner, right? So I have to go to this diner, right? So everybody's looking at me like, what the hell did you bring a homeless bum in the diner for? With a stench, So I'm like, I'm trying to eat my soup. I can't even eat it. And I'm wishing I'd bought this guy crack. I wish I'd got, you know what I mean? I wish I'd gone found some crack and bought it for the guy. So, anyways, and everybody hates me. The guy that, I go there every day. And so then the end of the meal comes. This guy's ordered everything, and I'm looking at my wallet. I only have like $28. It was like $31. All I had was a soup. And so now basically we're two homeless bums, Neither of us. So I go, look, buddy, and he's been jabbering about Rockefeller. He was at Rockefeller's funeral. I didn't know what he was talking about. And I go, look, buddy, you got to come up with something here, Kick in something.
You want him to? Yeah, that's only fair.
He ate almost everything. I had a soup. He was having a hamburger. So the guy goes in his pocket, and then I didn't want him to, who God knows what he has in his pocket, right? But he had some coins, and they were all gross, and they were like, some of them were black. Anyway, that's my Christmas story.
Man! Wow! What a yarn spinner! You're a regular Garrison Keeler over here. And some of the coins were black. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. And you close the book and kiss your child good night. That's a nice story.
We've been down this road together. We've been seeing the colors fade.
I took a homeless guy, said, I'm going to take you to this diner that I always go to. So I go there with him, into this diner, sit down to get me a meal. Good God, if the guy, the unbearable stench of urine starts coming off this guy. So nobody wants that in a restaurant.
No, you don't want that.
So I'm like, all right. Everybody's like trying to eat, So the guy orders his food, and I'm trying to talk to him. He starts telling me about how, this is his idea of a conversation, this guy. Starts telling me about how Governor Rockefeller is poisoning the pigeons right in the city. So I tell this guy, I go, what are you, retarded? I said, Governor Rockefeller. I said, the governor of this state is Pataki, Governor Pataki. He says, no, he talked weird. He was like, the pigeon. He says, the pigeons are the cleanest animal you ever seen. I go, I'm not arguing with you, buddy, but I'm telling you, the governor's name is Pataki. That's unbelievable. He's crazy. Turned out he wasn't retarded. He was, woo.
You look for jokes that have the same setup as the punchline. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I said the perfect joke would be if the punchline and the setup were almost identical.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. A new development in the O.J. Simpson civil trial this week. According to sworn testimony, Nicole Brown Simpson had told her therapist that she was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. Asked why he didn't report this earlier, the therapist said, I was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. Our top story tonight comes from the O.J. Simpson civil trial, where this week it was revealed that in his first interview with police, Simpson had refused to take a lie detector test. His reason? It detects lies.
When I was a kid, my dad would tell me that this man was a gold medal decathlete. Why, the greatest athlete in the world. And now I have to tell my kid that this man is a man.
A Labor Department task force says it will crack down on sweatshops in New York's Chinatown, where employees work 90-hour weeks for as little as 75 cents an hour. A spokesman for the sweatshop owners said, quote, that's all we can afford to pay. This is a sweatshop. We make sweat. 18-year-old Julie Wozchak will be going to Paris after winning an essay contest sponsored by the Dayton Daily News. She won for her essay, which was entitled, Why I Want to Go to Paris with Some Old Guy from the Daily Dayton News. Dayton Daily News. Like that would have helped. Okay. A 3-year-old Texas boy remains in fair condition after being assaulted by the family's pet cougar. No one knows why the attack occurred, but hey, how about because their pet is a cougar? How about... Rap star Hammer is suing the Los Angeles Police Department after he and his entourage were mistakenly handcuffed by police. The most shocking part of this story, Hammer has an entourage. Painting that depicts a large rat sucking at the breast of the Blessed Virgin Mary was removed from a high school art display due to complaints by local residents. The artist blamed the complaints on a lack of art education, while I blame the complaints on the fact that it was a painting of a large rat sucking the breast of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
This guy died, Jerry Rubin, and he was a yippie.
Yes.
Not a hippie, but a yippie. I remember my dad going, who's that, a goddamn hippie or a yippie?
Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry, that should read, Yippee Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. I didn't read it right.
Where did you go?
I had to go powder my nose.
Oh, man. I've never seen a guest do that before.
I had to go.
You ran away during the commercial break.
I ran away, I freshened up, I powdered my nose.
Freshened up?
And then I took a piss in the sink.
All right. One of the stars of that.
I think we're short a cup.
What?
Well, we should have 2 cups.
You know, we should have 2 cups. What is wrong tonight? This is the weirdest show.
Oh, here's the cup.
Wow, there we go. That's a crack team we got.
I don't know how many of you guys have been in the South, but it's like, it's a different world down there. It's a completely different world down there. It's like, have you been to the South?
I rode the rails once through the South. Ran into a guy named Kitchener Leslie. A tough man he was. But a man still the same. Now I'm thinking in Norm's cadence.
So I was ordering my coffee, and I felt this weird, like, vibe behind me. It was weird. So I turned around, and this guy was, like, reaching for me. And I'm like, whoa.
What do you mean reaching for you? Like, to touch you?
Yes. Don't do that. That's not cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That's not cool. So this
I grew up in Alabama.
I love the South. We have a lot of affiliates down there.
Hey.
The South. What do you always say, Norm?
Well, because I love the South, and I always say, if there was no South, there'd be no North.
There you go.
You know, this...
Exactly.
Somehow tonight, because of you, Norm, this talk show became a back porch.
Party with like my drunk, the guy who's always telling those stories where you just no, I mean your stories are good, but you know what I mean?
What the hell was that?
No, you know what I mean, where you sit there and you're like,
listen, I'm not going to kid you. I enjoy the occasional smidgen of whiskey. I enjoy an occasional schooner of beer.
Schooner of beer?
I'm not
What's a schooner of beer?
Schooner.
I'm not going to say...
What century are you from? I like a flagon every now of mead, if you will.
All right, fine. Fine, I'll be a little more modern in words that you'll understand. I occasionally enjoy stuffing my mouth full of OxyContin.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm ending this segment now.
According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. New York City doorman Lenny Ladenhoff nearly fell over from shock when Princess Diana confided to him that she was feeling horny and invited him to drop by her hotel suite Thursday evening. Way to go, Lenny! A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter. I shall treasure it always." And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. Well, New Yorkers were asked in a recent survey what they thought of the new slicked-back hairdo Princess Di displayed on a recent trip to the city. 38% of New Yorkers approved, 45% disapproved, and 17% said, "You stopped me for this? Now I'm going to shoot you." Former British cavalry officer James Hewitt, who was Lady Diana's secret lover, says he will never, ever disclose the contents of more than 100 love letters that she sent to him. This, according to Hewitt's new book, I Banged a Princess. In England, a much-publicized videotape of a naked Princess Diana having sex with her lover, Captain James Hewitt, has turned out to be a fake. But on the bright side, it's still a video of two naked people having sex. The Franklin Mint has announced plans to market a Princess Diana porcelain doll. And the timing of the move has made some people very unhappy. Critics charge that the doll is in poor taste, and they're even more upset about the Franklin Mint's other new offering, porcelain landmines. You can play with them together if you want. A Tampa businesswoman who bought several of Princess Diana's gowns as a collector is now putting them on display to raise money for charity. However, her method of display is being described by many as inappropriate. Still, for 4 bits, you know, it's a good deal. Well, a sad story from Britain this week. According to the Earl of Spencer, several intruders have recently broken into his family estate in search of souvenirs from Princess Diana's grave. But the Earl says he knows just how to protect the site: landmines.
I use my time for you know what I do? I do a lot of charity work for things that people, I don't like arguing with people, you know, when they have another opinion than me. So what I do is I pick very popular opinions, and then I work for those people. Like, for instance, there was, you know the landmine big thing? Princess Diana, one of the greatest people who ever lived, she was against landmines. So tragically, she died, you know, before her landmine crusade really got rolling, you know. And of course, it was a terrible tragedy and everything like that. And then she died, and hey, how about this? Remember when she died, and then Elton John wrote that song for her, but it was the same song that he wrote for Marilyn Monroe? That seems like kind of a jip. But the king's like, "Hey, man, you wrote a song for my daughter?" I don't know if there's a king. You wrote a song for Princess Diana? Yes. Well, you all ready? She just died an hour ago. Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote it. And here it is. She lived her life like a candle in the wind. Wait a minute. It sounds like that song you wrote about Marilyn Monroe. Well, it's a little bit. Some of the same words. Well, why'd you do that? Because they're similar when you think about it. Come on. Marilyn Monroe, she was taking crazy drugs and promiscuous, running around. Man, you never knew if she was going to live or die. She's just living her life crazy like a candle in the wind, And Princess Di, she lived in a castle. But, they're sort of the same. They were blonde. I got to go. But anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I am very against landmines. So I will go and I will make, I'll go to protests, and I'll have a big sign that says, no more landmines. Because if you don't know about landmines, hey, you're educating me about stuff tonight. I'll educate you a little about landmines, because there's many different causes, And landmines are terrible. What they are is they put them underneath the earth, and then you step on them, and they blow you up. So I go there, and I protest against them. And what's fun about it is there's very few counter-protesters. There's a couple of guys out there, but clearly these guys are in the pocket of the big landmine companies in this country. I don't mean to get all Bill Maher on you or anything, but if you think that the landmine companies in this country care about you, the little person, they don't care about you. They care about blowing you up when you're not expecting it. That's how they make their money. No, whatever.
I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You'd go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. But about 6 opinions, that'd be about, and most of them were about food, tell you the truth. People would go, Count Chocula, what the fuck's wrong with you? Stuff like that. I have opinions. I have opinions that everybody holds, I like, I don't know. Yellow is the best color, but I don't know if you call that an opinion, it's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I got to phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I was saying I got really no opinions, and I know a lot of people don't have opinions on account of I see it on the TV. Like I'll watch CNN, and they'll ask a question, and sometimes it's tough, they'll say like, what do you think that Southeast Asian Sea treaty, how do you think that'll affect the gross national product of Singapore? And anyways, at the end, they asked that question, do you think it's good, yes or no? And then at the end, they show the answer. I'm a sucker for a poll, So I always like to, I take part in, at the end, you will always see the same thing. It will be like, they'll show the poll and it's in like a pie chart, and then you'll go, God damn, I wish I had some pie. Anyway, they show in a pie chart, and it'll be like 45% yes, 45% no, 10% I don't know. So that's fine, I'm not ashamed of being part of 10%, sounds small, but 10% of this great country, that's 35 million people. That don't know, that's fine. And I'm a sucker, man. I always, anytime I see one of those polls, I phone up, I go, hello, is this the TV? Yeah, you asked a question earlier. I don't know the answer to the question. But listen, I got a question for you. What did that second word mean anyway? It did? All right, well, I better end up in that poll that looks like a pie, fella. I'm no sap. And then I hang up my phone.
Why you going high? Push me to the side. Just keep going on and I ain't getting tired. Yeah, you try to crucify all the good
Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff... You should let me read this ahead. Opinions are like assholes. Neil Patrick Harris wants to stuff his cock in them. Oh, wait, that's just assholes. It didn't get a laugh, but I'm laughing. That's very funny.
Lady I saw you with last night.
It's rude.
Bit of a hippo. I read about a hippo swallowing a man, and I thought of you. No, you remember Ruth? You remember Ruth? His girlfriend is a wonderful kitchen butt. Remember Ruth?
Yeah. Dr. Ruth?
Nah, he went out with this big fat hog named Ruth. I listen, it's not sexist in any way. It's not sexist.
No.
The whole family. The whole family.
Ruth's family?
Oh my God! They may as well live in a sty.
Okay.
Because not only, I mean, they were obese, the whole family.
Sure.
But they were filthy. Like
pigs.
Like pigs, they would eat, and then the food would fall on them. And it always. This father, I remember, like his gut was way up. And you know the and the skinny arms like a
he would just
pterodactyl.
eat off of his own gut
all the time. Yeah. And then a big fat Ruth there with this fucking guy. And she'd always sit on his knee. He'd whatever. I don't even want to get into it.
This is when you were drinking heavily.
I mean, it's just rude.
No, I know. I mean, I'm not saying that her. Listen, people have girth issues.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was
It's the
inherent.
PC
I mean, it was
version.
just.
Yeah, I mean, I try to be
girth issue.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was a genes issue. I mean, I don't think she could really help it.
Oh yeah, no, it was all genetic.
Her genes were not flattering.
Her genes caused her to buy a lot of fucking pastry. I'll tell you that. No, but she was a nice lady, you know.
Really nice lady.
But spiteful.
Really? She
Spiteful?
sounds great.
Yeah.
She was nice. She was nice, but she was horribly spiteful and horribly obese.
Yeah, she was mostly known for her spite. Like if you got to know her.
No.
Yeah.
You have to be really spiteful to have that be.
Absolutely. I knew her for 3 months. I didn't even see a fat person anymore.
Just pure spite.
Spite.
That's a compliment to some fat people, though.
I guess.
Had you said that to her, I don't even see fat when I'm around you anymore. I just see spite.
No, she was. One time I
she
tried
helped
to.
me through a dark time.
Yeah. One time I tried to drive around her and I ran out of gas. I don't want to say she was spiteful, but
she could be watching, man.
I don't want to say she was spiteful, but one time she got on the scale, it said, "Please, one at a time." I mean, this lady was spiteful.
She was a big girl.
That's spite. Why was she spiteful in that analogy? Getting on the scale.
Well,
the scale was spiteful in that.
Well, that's true.
Maybe it's the scale that was.
One time, she was so spiteful, she was swimming in the ocean. A helicopter fucking radioed down for landing instructions. I mean, she was a little spiteful.
No, it's just a euphemism.
Ruth. God bless Ruth. God bless Ruth. She was named after the biblical figure Ruth, which covers both of our religions.
Thank you.
The book of Ruth was in the Old Testament.
The book of Ruth? Is that really a book?
You're not familiar with the book of Ruth?
No.
Do you know the book of Ruth?
No, but every time you talk about Ruth, you always refer to the chapter of Jonah.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The whale.
Yeah, that's my little joke. And it's not a whale, it's a big fish.
Jonah?
Yeah, it wasn't really a whale. It was referred to as a big fish, and then people thought
that's less
whale.
offensive.
I don't even think a whale's a fish, is it, Steve O'Donnell?
It's a mammal.
It's a mammal.
Yeah.
What is a mammal? What's a seal?
It's not mutually exclusive. I mean, you can be a
seal
whale
has to
and a
breathe air, right?
Yeah.
So it always has to have
That's
its
a
mouth
mammal.
near the ocean. Like, what happens in the ocean?
What happens to us in the ocean?
We drown and die.
That if you do it wrong, if you think you're not a mammal.
But a seal, though, does it just hang around the how does it get up? How do they get up on those buoys?
So shimmy.
They're shimmy. They must be just pure muscle, the way Ruth's pure spite.
Yeah.
All right.
Pure blubber.
Okay, you know.
No, what? He's going out with a nice girl now, though.
No, she dumped me.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, she dumped us.
We hate the most.
I thought you told me you did a course in animal husbandry. Oh no, that was your hobby. No, but you fucking animal. No, I'm kidding you, man. I'm kidding you. You're an ordinary guy. Well, the Super Bowl is still a week away, but already the 49ers are leading 31-0. Well, the Super Bowl might be over, but the San Francisco 49ers just keep piling it on. They now lead the Chargers 83-40 to 27. So they've comfortably covered the spread. And in football news, man, this is getting ridiculous. The 49ers now beat the Chargers 1,000,655 something to 27. All right. Not good with those long numbers.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I've flown across the country to watch the game with Norm MacDonald.
I heard everyone hates that Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah, but they haven't seen the movie yet.
What's the movie?
Batman.
Come and sit. The football game is about to begin.
I show up during the pregame. Some celebrities crave attention or surround themselves with handlers. Not Norm. He's just a guy in an easy chair chomping down tomato sandwiches as fast as his mom can pump them out.
Do you want to sit down with us or no?
And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either.
9 a.m., busy Friday morning for you, and we're all talking Super Bowl. Everybody's got an opinion on the game, including Charlie the Tortoise. Yeah, Brad from Petropolis joined us this morning, and we're going to see who he picks to win the Super Bowl. It could be the Saints, could be the Colts.
Yeah, hopefully he moves and goes to one.
All right.
He was picking them earlier.
Listen, man, have you guys seen any giant tortoises?
It's Norm MacDonald.
I actually found one.
Norm MacDonald. Yeah, we got one right here, as a matter of fact.
Oh, because I was in town.
Yeah, and you were looking...
Specifically to see it, and I went to the tortoise stores, but they were all regular-sized tortoises. I said, I don't want one of these, man. I didn't come here for that.
You wanted a big
a big one.
A giant tortoise.
Well, is this one big enough?
Where?
Right here, right on
what
the... Yeah, there it is. Is that one?
Good Lord.
Now, this is not just your normal giant tortoise. He's going to pick a winner for the Super Bowl.
Actually, most giant tortoises can do that. That's what they're known as.
Absolutely.
They're known for a couple of things. They're herbivores. And they're very good handicappers.
Well, let's see how this one does. This is Charlie from Petropolis.
Yes.
Brad, what's the procedure?
Okay, earlier this week I did it, and we put it on YouTube, and he just walked to one of them. I'm going to try to get him to move a little bit more, and I know Tim wants the Saints, but he picked the Colts earlier.
Apple, buddy, Apple. Go Apple.
Here's Charlie.
Now, is this cheating, you think, that I moved the Saints closer and put an apple on it? Is that cheating on Norm?
The food is all decoration.
Yeah, it's all...
This is a natural animal. This is its instinct. Its thought process right now is going, Freeney is hurt.
That's exactly right. Way to handicap the game there. There it is, Brad. I think he's going. I think he's chosen Saints.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
He's looking over. He's asking for the line. It's 5.
Quit looking over there. We're out of time. I'm taking your Saints pick. More with Norm MacDonald in a minute. He's in town. You're going to check him out. Norm, you feel free to come to the kitchen.
I don't believe he's going to the Colts.
I'm going to the kitchen right now.
All right, here we go.
Norm has developed a habit for tweeting throughout sports events. He's also a veteran handicapper.
The proper bet is Denver.
Denver, okay. You wrote Deaver.
So it's worth noting, Norm has had some problems with gambling in the past, but he knows how to pick a game. The problem comes when he starts picking every game.
Well, I remember when I was hosting Saturday Night Live, I had every hockey
under. There's like 14 games. When they say, oh, just gamble what you can afford, well, then there's no gamble to it. You know what I mean? What's the gamble?
Yeah. We talk football. Then we move to Russian literature, a genuine passion of his.
But Gogol was an ultra-realist.
Fact is, Norm can have a conversation about almost anything.
Put a knife in and twist it around your brain. So were the Yoko songs those experimental weird things? Now we're at a point where there's 1,011,030 guys. God damn, there's the interception.
We talk about his career, but it's not to boast. Norm rarely boasts.
It was so hard because I had to act in it, you know what I mean? And I can't act, so that was...
Head over to his other condo to watch the game with his son.
Ah, what are you doing?
Just like before, Norm sits down, opens his laptop, and we watch football.
Oh, no, that's going to look bad for Cam. We got that hit out because it takes too long.
It's no longer like I'm with a comedic genius or even an interview subject. I'm just hanging with a guy named Norm.
By the ref.
I understand why David Letterman had him on as the last stand-up of his late-night show.
He's not sentimental, and I say in truth, I love you. Oh, my God.
He's just a genuine guy. Oh, and the Broncos won. They scored 24. Not bad, Norm.
That was very sweet, Norm. Good night, everybody.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. Still in line.
What was the most you ever bet on an event?
$400,000.
Who was it on?
Atlanta Falcons against the Denver Broncos, 1990.
Who was favored?
The Broncos were favored by something like 12.5 points.
You took Atlanta.
I took the money line that paid 3 to 1 or something like that, and lost. And I will tell you this. You should never bet football because the ball ain't round. I keep telling people this. And so the ball hits and then it does all kinds of crazy things and you don't know. You want to bet on a game with a round ball. But anyways, I quit. I don't know why I'm even saying that. And people constantly tell me, or I hear this, funniest man that ever lived.
Mel Brooks.
Do you believe that?
Sure. I mean, I think he's of an era. You know what I mean? I think he's still. I think the amazing thing about him, if you are, well, you're not wired that way. If you're a Jew and your wiring is Jewish, okay, Mel Brooks is going to tap right into that.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Gotcha. I understand.
The best was Mel Brooks as the 2,000-year-old man. Still the funniest comedy album ever made. When he says to him, how'd you live 2,000 years? He says, well, once. I was 400 years old, and I got a tip that the angel of death was coming. And what I did was, I ate a whole clove of garlic, and I got under the covers, and the angel of death tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and said, who is it? And he went away for 300 years. Mel Brooks.
Does he like the 2,000-year-old man?
Both parts of me.
I'm going to ask you one question about the 2,000-year-old man, then we're going to go to a break.
Okay.
Would not it have been easier to make him a 10,000-year-old man?
As a matter of fact, I was wrong making him a 2,000-year-old man because I asked him questions that happened before 2000. I asked him about Moses, and I realized, well, that was my mistake. Anyway, that's my fault. Steve Allen is the guy who is responsible for the 2,000-year-old man getting on record.
Oh, he is?
We did it at parties for years. 10 years, Mel and I did the 2,000-year-old man just for fun. Yeah. And everybody says, you got to put it on record, you got to put it on record. And we said, no, this is only for Jews and non-anti-Semitic Gentiles. And finally, Steve Allen said, fellas, if you don't do it, George Burns says, if you don't, he saw it at a party, if you don't put it on a record, I'm going to steal it. And Edward G. Robinson said, put it on a record. He says, I want to make play. I want to make a play out of that. Make a play out of that. That's what he said. Make a play out of that. I want to play the 1,000-year-old man. I says 2,000. I can play any age. And it was Steve Allen who said, fellas, take my studio, go whale. And we did. We whaled for 2 hours, cut it down to 47 minutes, and there it was.
Now, in that story, Edward G. Robinson's the funny man.
Yeah.
Steve Allen just let you use the studio. But it was you who created the 2,000-year-old man. Not even Mel Brooks. You.
Yes.
Mel Brooks is amazing. He's doing the show next week.
Is he?
Yeah.
There's nobody funnier.
Wait, what show?
I've interviewed, he's doing your show here?
Yeah.
I've interviewed every funny person in the world. You're very funny.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
Am I second?
Because Mel Brooks is a freaking genius. I had him on my show the night Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. Right?
Allegedly.
He's on my radio show.
Allegedly. But also, really.
Yeah.
But
Okay, my guess is the 2,000-year-old man tonight. Man has landed on the moon. What do you think of that? And out of nowhere, he says, I love the moon. The moon, in my whole life, 2,000 years, is my favorite thing is the moon. I said, why? He says, because for 400 years, I thought I had a cataract. And one day, this guy named Irving said, isn't the moon beautiful tonight? I said, the what?
Irving.
No, that's funny.
Let me count my fingers for you, Carl Reiner said. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the left hand. So when, this will be our day, but there'll be a lot of tourists in the future who might notice that I had 6 fingers on my left hand. If they're aware, but they're all from Des Moines, they'll never notice it.
That's the best part of the picture right there. I'm crazy about that guy. I love him. I can't get enough of him.
Adorable. Mel Brooks.
How did you start in the film business?
I mostly like this one. Yes, who is it? Mel Brooks. Yes? Well, I got free coffees. I got free coffees here for someone inside. Can I come in? Then I came in and said, I got no coffee. It's Mel Brooks. I'm in show visit. And they let me in.
Yeah.
And I.
So you're an Oscar winner. We were just discussing the Oscars. I don't know if you were paying attention.
Yes, I am an Oscar winner.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to thank.
Are you going to use yours for a doorstop? Still thinking.
My Oscar.
Where is your Oscar?
My Oscar. My Oscar is living in Detroit now. Well.
In this film, High Anxiety, you sing, and I cannot judge whether that's good or not. But you write your own songs, you sing your own songs, you act your own films, you direct them, you write them.
Well, if you hire other people, you have to pay them money. Saves a few dollars when you do everything yourself, you know what I mean? They're the greatest people in the world. They have heart, they have soul, they have time, they have a joy, a joie de vivre.
Joie de vivre.
Yes. The French have a joie de vivre.
That's true.
Jews have a son, your son, the tall one. Believe it or not, I have brothers and a mother. Everybody in my family is about 4'3", 4'4". I am called Stretch at home. An older appearance, to look like a person, you know? He's a silly kid. He's just really a silly kid. I really love you. I really love you.
Well, you keep saying...
I really love you.
I know.
You know what I
mean? Really, this...
I don't fall in love with guys, you know what I mean? I'm pretty tough myself. But every once in a while, a beauty comes along and... Professional singer. I'm not even a professional actor. I'm not a professional director. I am a professional tailor. Stand up. I'll show you. Take in here. Take in here. He is nice. He is good. The crowd.
Very good.
Here we can make here under the arms. I am. Sit down.
Beautiful. Thank you. How much is it? How much?
You just made a film in Yugoslavia.
Yes.
Is that not true?
That's true, sir.
Why would you go to Yugoslavia when you could? Can't you find locations in America that look like Yugoslavia? Oh, there's no time for you to answer that. We will be
Well, I'm going to answer it anyway. I don't care about your stinking commercial.
We'll be right back. Would you like a piece of goat cheese?
Goat cheese? How so? How so?
I have a piece for you.
I'd love. Where is it?
It's right here.
Is it really goat cheese?
Yeah, it's really good. Do you want to split it? It was in my lunch, and I know how you like goat cheese, and
I'll have a little bit.
I brought that for you. It's good, isn't it?
It's feta cheese.
It's what?
Feta, F-E-T-A, Greek cheese, goat cheese.
Did they have that in Yugoslavia when you were making your film?
Wood. We ate wood.
I see.
There was nothing to do at night. There was no fun. Tito had the car.
I'm not going to help. What's next, Mel? Come on.
No, I don't want to interfere.
You're not interfering. This is fun this way.
This is Susan Spot. This is Susan Spot.
No, this is Susan Blakely.
Oh, sorry. Spot, back. Now, I'm going to, but may I ask you some more questions? Huh?
Tom.
Two hard-boiled eggs. Now, may I ask you some
Certainly.
questions? Yeah. What do you think of me?
Chapeau.
Okay. It's not the best one, but...
Will it do?
Sure.
Can you make do with that? I don't know why the 2,000-year-old man wears a cape.
It's the worst cape.
How many?
The worst.
Wonderful.
All right, I'm getting in character. I'm feeling it. I'm Jewish. All right.
Heard that you're married to the most beautiful woman in the world. Is that true, Mr. Brooks?
No, I'm married to Anne Bancroft. Ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful wife, my gorgeous wife, Anne Bancroft. I had no idea. I had no idea my wife was coming on, but it's always a pleasure to see my wife. Always. Because she earns a good salary, and I tell you that when you marry somebody, whether it's a boy or a girl, whatever you marry, you must make sure that they contribute to the financial pot of the house. They must contribute something. Just a smile is not enough. It's not enough. You have to chip in a few dollars, a few pennies. Chip in she brings all her money home. Yes.
No cafeteria.
Yes, and I invest all her money into this pocket. Make sure it's...
The last time I saw him was at the Comedy Store, and he was uncharacteristically emotional.
Yeah.
Like when we parted company, he was. And there's a picture of me and him and like the back of Chris Rock said, I put it in my special. That picture that's in the end of the closer was the last time that I saw him. Wow. And he stood there. He came up, he stood behind me. I looked, he looked up, and I realized he was posing for the picture in hindsight. Like a gift.
That's nice.
It was a very fitting goodbye.
An independent study released this week confirms that President Clinton has appointed more minorities to high-level government posts than any other president. For purposes of the study, women were counted as minorities, and Attorney General Janet Reno was counted as a woman. Meanwhile, with President Clinton's second inaugural approaching, attention has turned to what the women will be wearing at the festivities. According to the White House, First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton will wear a gown by Oscar de la Renta. Tipper Gore will appear in a Jennifer George ensemble, and Attorney General Janet Reno will be outfitted by Rochester Big and Tall. In northern Florida, refuse from a paper mill has caused female fish to develop male sex organs. And in a related story, Attorney General Janet Reno. Also this week in Washington, several prominent Democrats joined Republicans in pleading with Attorney General Janet Reno to investigate fundraising abuses and also to shave. Meanwhile, Gingrich this week criticized Attorney General Janet Reno's decision not to seek an independent counsel to investigate Democratic fundraising, even comparing her to notorious Watergate figure John Mitchell. Reno called the comparison ridiculous, saying, quote, "For one thing, John Mitchell did not have a mustache." Meanwhile, FBI Director Louis Freeh said this week that Attorney General Janet Reno might have a conflict of interest in her investigation of Democratic fundraising. Freeh also pointed out that Reno might have a conflict of interest between her X and Y chromosomes. Attorney General Janet Reno said this week that she is fed up with Republicans complaining to the press that she has not named an independent counsel to investigate President Clinton's fundraising. Said Reno, quote, "If these people don't like the way I'm doing my job, let them come talk to me man to man." Attorney General Janet Reno absolved President Clinton of almost all charges of campaign finance reform. According to Reno, there is no evidence he misused his office to raise money, improperly allowed contributors to stay overnight at the White House, or sought contributions in exchange for political favors. You know, it's hard for me to believe this, but for Janet Reno to send this letter, I guess it must be true. The president's sleeping with her, too. With the release of over 100 hours of videotape of President Clinton and campaign fundraisers, the pressure continues to mount on Attorney General Janet Reno to name an independent counsel to investigate the president. In addition, some senators are said to be furious that instead of watching the videotapes, Reno has been taping over them with episodes of Xena Warrior Princess. Attorney General Janet Reno has assembled a task force to determine whether federal campaign finance laws were violated by Democrats, Republicans, or both. Another task force will attempt to determine whether Attorney General Reno is a man, a woman, or both.
I don't even know what's wrong with hypocrisy anyways. What's the problem with hypocrisy, you know? People always against it go, you know what I hate worse than anything? Hypocrite. But imagine your life if you weren't a hypocrite, you know what I mean? Like if you had a kid, you go, okay, Billy, you're 7 years old now, you know what I mean? And then you tell him who you really are. That's not a good idea. Now, sit down, Billy. I'm going to tell you some evil shit I did through most of my life that I've been keeping from you. But a guy was just telling me, hey, listen, Bill Cosby, first of all, is my hero ever since I was a kid, because I always wanted to be like him, and I got his albums, tried to emulate him, but I didn't like his stand-up, but I like the way he was as a man. Because this was before. They didn't say he was a rapist on the fucking liner notes of the albums, you know? That's my buddy said. He said, the worst part about Cosby was he was a hypocrite. And I said, I don't think that was the worst part. To me, the worst part was the raping. Way up high. And then the second would be the drugging. And then the third would be the scheming. But anyways, hypocrisy would be way fucking down the line, you know? Like on the 4th page or some shit. Like, I'm no expert, but I think probably most rapists are hypocrites. You know what I mean? You know, I meet a lot of guys go, I like to rape, I don't give a fuck. I know it's not a politically correct thing to say, but I like raping. I go, God damn, at least he's not a hypocrite. That's the worst. That's the worst part of it. But he, imagine you're a girl. Some of you will be easier. No, imagine you're a girl, you're in a gift shop in Vegas or some shit, go, I'm going to buy this snow globe for my, oh, it's the most famous guy ever, Cosby, you know, Cosby's there, and he's like, you want to go to my room? It's the biggest room ever. And so you go, yeah, of course I want to go to your room. Biggest star ever, biggest room ever, what the fuck? You don't even have to be a girl, you fucking go. And then you go up, and then you're like, fuck, look at this. I've never seen... And he's like, you want a glass of water? You go, yes, that would be nice. And then you go, why is it purple? Why is it fizzing? Like in a monster movie. Just drink it. It's famous people water. And you drink, and everything goes fucking crazy and shit. And they come out of it, they're like, what the fuck? I was just in the gift shop. What's that? Cosby cock? I can swear that's a Cosby cock. That's impossible. A Cosby cock? Why would there be a Cosby cock in my face? Wait a second, I remember. I'll call for help. Hypocrisy! A man committed hypocrisy on me in room 10304-204. There's too many numbers in the hotel room. God damn. Cosby. But when you think about that show, people go hypocrite and shit. But in a way, when you think about the show he had a regular fucking life, but then what was his job? He looked in women's pussies and stuff. And you never saw it. They never showed you that part. So in a way, maybe he wasn't a hypocrite. What the H is going on with Tiger Woods? As we all saw on Sunday, the guy can't even sink 3-foot putts at Augusta anymore. Why? Because we are still in his head. That's why. When I first heard about the scandal, like everybody else, I was shocked. You know, I was like, hey, wait a minute. Are you telling me that Tiger Woods, the $6 billion man, the greatest athlete in the world, the super handsome, charismatic guy, you're telling me that guy likes to lie down with ladies? I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a minute. Then, when it was proved true, I got all self-righteous. I was like, I don't like hypocrites. He's a public figure, and that's not how he presented himself in public. He always presented himself in public as a golfer. I didn't know he was leading some kind of double life where he golfed by day and then laid down with ladies by night. If I'd known that, I never would have bought the Buick. Now I'm driving around in my Buick with everybody snickering at me. And listen, how naive was I? You know, what did I think Tiger's life was? You know, was he like, hey, I've won 4 straight majors. What should I do now? I know. I'll go back to my hotel room all by myself. Okay, here I am in my hotel room. Let me just close my hotel room window. Too many ladies chanting my name out there. I know, I'll order some room service. Hello. Yes, I'd like to order... hello, Nicole. I'd like to order a chicken breast sandwich. No, if I wanted a job to end all jobs, I would have asked for one. I want a chicken breast sandwich with a pickle. So anyways, Tiger has admitted that he is a sex addict, but what is a sex addict? Now, take my Uncle Bert, for example. A fine fellow. He's been married to my Aunt Ruth for the last 50 years, and they still have a wonderful, healthy sex life. Now, ask yourself this. How addicted to sex do you have to be to have sex thousands of times over half a century with this thing? If you're looking for a sex addict, I'll give you a sex addict. Uncle Bert. Now, also, Tiger is different than you and me. Now, how many chances do we have in our life to commit adultery? Maybe 10. So if we stray once, it's not even 10. We just think it's 10. If we stray once, that's 10%. Now, Tiger may have had sex with 50 or 60 girls, but what about the 3 million he could have but didn't? You got to factor those gals in. Then that makes the percentage 0.000000006, which statistically is 0. So, from a strictly mathematical standpoint, Tiger Woods is the most faithful man who has ever lived. All right, so let's get out of his head and let Tiger be Tiger. What the H?
It was fantastic all the way through, but I just thought.
Well, that's yeoman's work.
Well, look, I went in and I took what I thought were the best moments.
Follow-up question: what's a yeoman?
Not a clue.
Russell Brand will know.
I'll bet you're goddamn right he will.
Okay, no need to curse.
All right, apologies.
But please.
Listen, what I'm saying is I trim
You know,
the fat.
taking the Lord's name in vain is one of the commandments that will get you raped by the devil for all of time.
Agree to disagree. If they put my name in a fucking publication like Entertainment Weekly, I don't think if they put my name in a publication like Entertainment Weekly, I don't think you need to worry about gaining weight. They'll put you in something.
My doctor's getting very rude. The last time I went to him, he said, "Open your mouth and say oink." I mean,
I think we've come to the fact you need to find a new doctor.
I need to find a new.
This guy sounds like a real asshole.
New internist. Why do you continue to swear?
I don't know.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Charlie Fleischer? Some of the guys you started out with.
Charlie Fleischer?
Yeah, yes, Charles. He doesn't come by much anymore. But...
Charles Fleischer used to always close the Improv. He'd always close.
Yeah.
And he'd do an hour.
I'm not sure. I think that guy's out of his goddamn mind. Am I allowed to say? I don't even know. If he comes back, it could be awkward. But
what happened?
He's just out of his mind.
He seemed like a good guy. A confidence man sold him an apartment, rented him an apartment.
A confidence
only last minute.
man?
Yeah, like a paper moon, you know, like that kind of a guy.
Yeah, I got paper mooned.
He got paper mooned?
I think it was by one of the guys that used to give you shit in your karate class. This big fucking Russian guy.
Oh, easy.
All right, it was a Russian guy.
Not all.
We've torn down the wall, Mr. Gorbachev, a long time ago.
My family comes from Russia. They're Russian Jews.
Oh. Russian and Jews is more like it.
I'm a fan of The View because Sherry Shepherd is a good friend of mine.
Sure.
And I've been on The View a lot, which is weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm on The View. Daphne Aguilera was on The View.
Oh, really?
Did Daphne Aguilera, he didn't rub your cock on like...
Okay, come on. This is what we're trying to get away from.
Sorry.
Came over and she said, it's so lonely here, you know. There's been no men. And she caressed his arm. And one thing became the inevitable.
They had sex?
Yeah, so we don't have to be coarse about it, but yes. There is another sister that lives there, a leper.
So he fucked a leper?
Let's not be coarse. Good God, man, that's not how you tell a joke. That's supposed to happen through your mind. That's supposed to. But yes, you did fuck a leper. I don't like is when they make those dirty drinks.
Dirty Sanchez?
Dirty Sanchez. That's what you drink.
What dirty drinks?
No, they say like
pink pussy, like the pink pussy.
You don't have to be dirty, but the guy doesn't realize there's a TV camera aimed at him.
This is like your little brother.
God damn, man.
Oh, it
Precursor.
definitely was a
precursor.
That's a good word.
Yeah. Because that's in Breaking Bad. But
Yeah.
also Weeds was like kind of
broke down the door for Breaking Bad.
Broke down the door
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Breaking Bad, he says.
And he's the post-cursor. I got nothing, man.
He's just a cursor.
I'm just cursed.
God damn, no, your words you use. Pussy.